6 chill, for real.
Judah. This chapter will never leave Judah. This chapter will never leave Judah. This chapter will never leave Judah. I'm Judah. Christ sprang out of Judah. King David was Judah. King Asa was Judah. Don't crowd me up, who gon' rouse me up? Alistair Crowley, your time is up. It's a big mess, I gotta clean it up. Esau, the end of my kingdom's up. On the eagle's neck, I'll press. I woke up from my rest. My rulership is up next. No vex. Judah. This chapter will never leave Judah. This chapter will never leave Judah. This chapter will never leave.
Shalom, Israel.
Shalom!
And welcome to the Israelite School of Biblical History and Practical Knowledge. We're located at 8524 South Braidwood Boulevard, Houston, Texas, 77071. Our class times are 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Monday and Wednesday, and 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Fridays. And Shabbat morning class goes from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We have another location out in Virginia. They're at 2610 Granby Street, Norfolk, Virginia, 23517. Their class times are Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And Sabbath morning class, same as ours, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Also, we have another location out in San Antonio, Texas, with the brother of War, Sam Shawan, and Dawa Yad, holding it down out there. Great classes, check them out. They're at 4444 Walsham Road, Suite 201, San Antonio, Texas, 78218. Also, we have other forms of getting this word and learning and staying locked in and communicating and having your mind engaged in the scriptures. You can go to the blogtalkradio.com/Mashaba, and very good classes, very good teachers on there. We also have the Israelite Media Corps, the Hidden Truth Bible Show, the 5 Minutes of Wisdom, and of course we need to get the subscription up for the VA channel. So if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you subscribe, share it with your friends and families, get them to subscribe. What I do is I tell them about it, and I say, okay, I go, look, just go to your phone, look, boop, boop, just have them, just subscribe for them. Get the subscriptions up. Also, we have a feast coming up. Hanukkah is right around the corner, starting December 8th. December 8th through December 15th. So clear your calendars out for that, because we're going to be doing a lot of grubbing, a lot of celebrating the high holy days. Also, Israel, they're accepting orders. You can find us on isbhpk.com/fringed up. You can get a fringe t-shirt and a headband, a monthly subscription for $75. Or if you just want to do a shirt, you can do that for $35. You don't have to think about it. It's just automatically debited from the account or whatever card you use, and you just keep getting a shirt every month without thinking about it. Nice shirts, very good quality shirts. The sisters have excellent quality. I mean, like top notch, better than what you would get at the store. Also, we have the Hebrew Academy. We do it here in Houston every Tuesday and Thursday. If you're not in the Houston surrounding area, please hit us up and we'll send you the Zoom link so you can join us for the Hebrew Academy. But if you are in the Houston or surrounding areas, hey, you know what to do. Fill up that car and head on up here. Get your learning on. We teach you how to break down the scriptures. We teach you how to read. We teach you how to edify. We'll give you different breakdowns like who Christ came for, John 3:16, baptism, and many more scriptures, many more breakdowns. So come check us out. If you need to reach a priest or teacher, you can reach Priest Kazakia at 757-300-4047. Or you can reach Priest Quatazat at 303-557-8979. And please text only during class, but outside of class hours, feel free to hit them up, text them, let them know who you are when you're calling, if you're not already communicating with them. We also have a business. It's called Sweet Ambiance. where you can get your aromatherapeutic oils, your fragrant oils for your body, male and female fragrances. Put it on, a little bit goes a long way, and it'll last all day. So check it out, and it also supports the school. So it's another way to support the school. If you want to give any donations, alms, or offerings, you can put that in a Wells Fargo account, and the number should be there on the screen, or you can Zelle it. Or if you want to donate anything to us, as far as ram's horn, candles for the menorah, or a new menorah, or frankincense and myrrh, or tables, desks, chairs, Bibles, apocryphers, dictionaries, whatever you want to donate to help the ministry, whatever's in your heart to give, please send that to us. Hit up Priest Zop, and he'll give you a good address where to send it. And all the schools need things, so it's not just our school that needs things. It's here, San Antonio, and it's out in BA. So, but hit up Priest Zop, and he'll give you a good address where to mail the items.
Right.
And that's it for the announcements.
Yeah, I like
Got a good class set up for y'all today.
Yeah. Now, before I go into this class, I see. Y'all see there's no class title, and I did that on purpose because what we're about to go over, it's a very, 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 very highly, extremely touchy subject with Israel, and I'm going to give the disclaimer. And it's funny because I went over this 3 weeks ago during Sabbath class. And it's a topic that we tend to try to avoid because we understand the condition of our people. We understand what's been going on. We understand all the hurt. We understand the pain. We understand. So we avoid this topic and we kind of dance around it. But the brothers in Rochester, they asked us to do a class on the topic. So what we're going to go over, and we mention it every class as far as on the announcements, but we try not to harp on it. We're going to go over alms. We're going to go over alms and, what does the Bible say about giving and giving alms? Again, this is a topic, it's real touchy. It's real touchy with Israel because as soon as you mention giving, Israel's like, well, what do I got to give? Or I've already given enough. I'm here. I'm present. I gave to the last and they didn't do well with what I gave. Right? We've been given all our lives, and without the knowledge and without the wisdom, you feel shorted. You feel like you lost. So it's a topic that we tend to dance and maneuver and juke around. But today, we're going to deal with it. We're going to deal with it. We have to, because first and foremost, this is what the Bible says. This is what the Bible says. That's the first and foremost thing. We got to understand, what does the scripture say? Yeah. And we can't keep dancing around topics to appease the masses. We can't. We have to deal with what the Bible says. So the first scripture I want to go to, somebody get me 1 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 1. The first thing I want to go to, and this first block of scriptures that I want to touch on, these scriptures are going to be for the ones, we got a lot of brothers and sisters online. Hopefully y'all all didn't start logging off because we mentioned alms. But we got 38 people online. There's a lot of y'all online that you've been watching us, and I'm saying us as ISBHPK, our school, Houston, Virginia, and now that San Antonio is up and running online. You've been partaking with them, but you've known us. Some of y'all have been watching us 4 years, 5 years, 2 years, a year, right? You've proven, or I hope you're proving what you're watching, right? There's brothers and sisters that have been sitting amongst us here just in class for a couple of years, a couple of months, right? How long you been here?
A year.
Year. How long you been coming to class?
Maybe a year and a half.
How long, Nicodemus? 4 years, right? So we're not dealing with strangers. Are we strangers? No, we're not dealing with strangers. Now, there are some brothers and sisters that are online that they're new. They're new to online. They're new to watching us as a school. They don't know us necessarily as far as how we roll. They don't know our charity. They don't know our works because they're new.
Yeah.
But for the ones that have been around, read that. 1 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 1. You're going to take it to verse 13. Read.
The book of 1 Thessalonians,
Right.
chapter 2, verse 1.
And I'm going to try my best to do minimal talking and let the Bible speak on this because y'all got to hear it from the word. Go ahead.
For yourselves, brethren,
Right?
know our entrance in unto you.
Now, what is Paul reminding the Thessalonians here, the people of Thessalonica? What is he reminding them that you know our entrance into your life? What was that? Well, was it really about us? Or did the Most High position us in your life because you needed the Spirit? Because you needed to be taught? So you know our entrance. You know why we were put into your life. And guess what? It's different for each and every individual. His entrance and the reason why we came and met him, the reason why the Most High put us in his life and him in our life is different than you. It's different than you. It's even different for me. Everyone's entrance into the wisdom was different, and the reason why was different. Y'all online, there's 38 people on, 41 now. Ooh, Barakatah Yahweh. 41 people online. Your entrance into the knowledge, everyone has their own story. I was a drug dealer. I was a killer. I was on my last leg, right? I had nowhere else to turn, and the Most High opened up the door for repentance, for grace, like they was going over in yesterday's class so beautifully. Go ahead.
That it was not in vain.
It was what?
Not in vain.
So only we can determine whether it was in vain or not. But think about it. 1 year, 2 years, 4 years, 6 years. Brothers and sisters online, 6 months, 8 months, 9 months. That attendance and tenure alone shows that it's not in vain.
Yeah.
Because you keep coming back. You keep signing on. You keep logging on. Right? You keep listening. You keep wanting to hear. You keep wanting to change. Read on.
But even after that we had suffered before and were shamefully entreated, as ye know, at Philippi, we were bold in our power to speak unto you the gospel of the Most High.
Go ahead.
With much contention.
Yeah, you know what Paul is reminding them here? That through all ups and downs, through the contention, through the boldness of others, he never let the outsiders stop what was going on. He stayed the path. He stayed teaching. We never let, we ain't got no, the power went down or internet or this or coronavirus. We never let that hinder the mode, the mission, right? If we wasn't doing class in here, guess what? VA never stopped. And if VA stopped, hey, we pick up the slack. But we always made ourselves accessible through all contention, through all things that the normal world shuts down, right? But what we keep doing, we keep pushing. Go ahead.
Verse 3. For our exhortation was not of deceit.
Go ahead.
Nor of uncleanness.
Go ahead.
Nor in guile.
You see that? For our exhortation wasn't of deceit, the pushing. Hey, brother, you can do it. Come on, I'll take your test. No, sis, keep fighting. Brothers, let's unify. Brothers, let's come together. It wasn't of deceit. It wasn't for our gain. Right? It wasn't even for uncleanliness. Meaning what? It wasn't for anything fictitious or unholy. Or it wasn't in guile. Go ahead.
But as we were allowed of the Most High.
Go ahead.
To be put in trust.
And this is what I think is sometimes forgotten. We're allowed of the Most High to do this. We ain't doing this of our own power and of our own will to come up here and teach. The Most High allows it. So you got to ask yourself, 4 years, 5 years, 8 years, right? 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, 3 years. And the Most High hasn't shut it down. Well, he's allowing us to continue to do what? Teach, exhort, counsel, be there for brothers and sisters, and vice versa. Go ahead.
to be put in trust with the gospel.
Right?
Even so, we speak.
We don't.
Not as pleasing men.
Not as what?
Pleasing men.
Right, because we're not here just for one man or this man or that man. We're here to serve the Most High's purpose. Go ahead.
But the Most High, which trieth our hearts.
Right, because at the end of the day, every man has to stand and deal with his conscience towards the Lord. It ain't about this man or that man. So what can we not do as leaders, as VA, the school in Houston, San Antonio? Because I'm dealing with just our 3 schools now. What can we not do? Well, we can't do things based off of one man's pleasure or what this man likes or what this man don't like. We got to do things in fair judgment through the word. And I'm going here because I'm hoping that everyone that's been dealing with us for an extended amount of time, past a year, you can see that the way we judge matters and the way we deal with matters and the way we carry ourselves towards brothers and sisters, towards this work. It's not deceitful. And that the Most High is continuing for it to grow because of our intention, which is a good intention. Go ahead.
Verse 5. For neither at any time used we flattering words.
Yeah, and a lot of brothers and sisters online that call for counsel, that deal with us, and I'll name a few. You got Brother Bakar Gabar. When have we ever minced words with you? When have we ever used flattering words and not told you straight up? And I'm using brothers because I want, there's people that can attest to the way that we roll. Yeah. We've congratulated brothers when they've done good, but we've also put brothers and sisters in check when things weren't going right, when things weren't done according to the word, not according to us, right? Brothers and sisters in here can attest that, see, we give you the pat on the back. Hey, brother, the water, congrats, you're doing good. But we'll also come back with the balance. It's not about favoritism. It's not about this man over this man or this sister because she looks good. And it ain't none of that. It's about what does the Bible say? And I'm hoping that brothers and sisters see that that's how we operate according to the word. Go ahead.
As ye know, nor a cloak of covetousness.
Go ahead.
The Most High is witness.
Right. He said, as you know, nor a cloak of covetousness. Like, we didn't pervert judgment to gain something ill from brothers and sisters. Like, oh, let's say this so he can feel good about us and he can give us this or he can give us that. Hell nah. We never rolled like that towards any man. For the 20-something years I've known Kazakia, it's never been that. It's never been that. It's always been, wait a minute, what does the scripture say? A war down in San Antonio. Known him for 20-something years. I was in San Antonio back in the early 2000s with them brothers getting trained up. A war, Sham Shawan, and them brothers, Dawayad. But never ever was it some malicious cloak of maliciousness, some deceit. Go ahead.
Verse 6. Nor of men saw we glory.
And we never did this for the glory. We're not doing it for glory. We're doing it because the Most High compels us. Because we understand our calling and our purpose. Read.
Neither of you, nor yet of others, when we might have been burdensome as the apostles of Yahushua.
Go ahead.
But we were gentle among you.
But we were what?
Gentle among you.
You see that? Read it verse 6 one more time. This is very important.
Verse 6. Nor of men saw we glory, neither of you nor yet of others.
Right.
When we might have been burdensome.
Right, when we might have been what?
Burdensome.
Go ahead.
As the apostles of Yahushua.
Right, go ahead.
But we were gentle among you.
Right, think about it. Think about how many of brothers and sisters walked into these doors, hopped online. You hopped online and you just went berserk online because you didn't know no better. And we're like, hold up. We know you probably don't know us, but let's deal with respect. And we gave you that chance. How many brothers and sisters roll up in the school, no fringes on? We didn't just jump down your throat. Sis, where's your fringes? Brother, where's your fringes? We were gentle. We dealt with brothers and sisters like babes. Go ahead.
Even as a nurse cherisheth her children.
Right, even as a nurse cherisheth her children. You're going to give them a chance to mess up. You're going to give them a chance to get it. You're going to make sure that there's things there that are needful for the children before they even ask. What is that telling you? There's things that happen behind the scenes, outside of class. There's multiple conversations that y'all don't even understand are happening for the behalf of the nation, the brothers and sisters that watch us. We're like, wait a minute, how can we do this better? How can we do that better? How can we condescend better to this brother? How can we move this around to help this brother or help this sister? How can we ease the burden off of this person? But think about it. If that's happening, then the burden got to go somewhere.
Yeah.
The burden has to go and be picked up by someone. It can't just be dropped and left.
That's true.
But we rather it be off of y'all as the children that need to be nourished. Go ahead.
Verse 8. So being affectionately desirous of you,
Right?
we were willing to have imparted unto you,
Right?
not the gospel of the Most High only,
Not just the law, not just the gospel, not just, hey, the Bible says da-da-da-da-da. Go ahead.
but also our own souls.
Also our own what?
Souls.
Listen, how many brothers and sisters y'all know? How many brothers y'all know that'll just pick up and show up where you at? Where we're like, hey, you want us? We're there. The sad part is there's not enough of us to go around.
Gone.
Rochester, they need us, we gonna be there. We went to Trinidad. We shout out to Arizona. We shout out to Virginia.
We went to Dallas.
We went to Dallas, right? That's how this brother is here.
Albuquerque.
We're Albuquerque. Where else? Louisiana, Baton Rouge. We
Colorado.
same thing. When Kazak went to Colorado.
Gone.
Brothers needed that spirit, and what did he do? He was like, you got it. Baton Rouge, you got our souls, man. You have our spirit here. Not just the word like, oh, we can just call y'all over the phone for 10 minutes and just have a 10-minute talk. Nah, because even when we do over the phone, it's like 6 hours. You look up like, damn, we've been talking to brothers for 6 hours, 4 hours. And not one gripe, not one complaint, like, damn, y'all brothers taking up our time. No, because you know what we understand as leaders, particularly in this school, that's part of our duty. You're not qualified as a leader if you're not on the phone for 6 hours with a brother or a sister. Counseling, mainly brothers. If you're not willing to uproot from where you think you are and be somewhere else. But that's what we take on ourselves because why? We understand what the word says. As a leader, that's your sacrifice. Go ahead.
Because ye were dear unto us.
Right? Go ahead.
For ye remember, brethren, our labor and travail.
He said, do what?
For ye remember, brethren, our labor and travail.
Now, some of you all have seen our labor and our travail firsthand. Y'all have seen it. Y'all have seen us go through the ups and the downs. Some have been here when we didn't have a school to now we have a school. Some were in VA when they didn't have a school to now they have a school. But the labor and the travail to get things going, and not just to get it going, but to what? To keep it running. There is a labor and there is a travail behind keeping things running smoothly.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
For laboring night and day.
Yeah, this ain't a punch clock job like, oh, I'm an Israelite from 9 to 5. Nobody here rolls like that. No brother that is
7 to 9.
sitting up here, yeah, oh, I only punch in from 7 to 9. That's when I'm an Israelite. That's the work. The work begins as soon as the first person calls my phone. But even that is not the beginning. Because I'm dreaming counsels. I'm dreaming scriptures. I'm dreaming situations. How could I have done this better? How can I have done that better? Yeah. That's the mode we on.
Yeah, it's always like that.
It has been like that for a long time. But see, a lot of these things, obviously, a lot of y'all wouldn't know because these conversations are had amongst myself, Shadak, Kazak, Zion, Arya, the core group, where what do we actually want? We want every brother to be the core. There shouldn't be a Kazak, Arya, Zion, Shaquat, me as the core, and then everyone else. We want everybody to be the core. But see, brothers are taking steps. That's why he took his test. Why? He's attaining to be one that the sanctuary rests on. You see that? Like it says in Judith, he's trying to fight to the point where now this is on me. Read on.
Because we would not be chargeable
Right?
unto any of you.
Read on.
We preached unto you the gospel of the Most High.
What verse are you at?
Starting verse 10.
Read verse 9 one more time.
Verse 9.
Read.
For ye remember, brethren, our labor and travail, for laboring night and day.
Right.
Because
And part of that labor was what? Is what? Well, instead of being burdensome to brothers and sisters, what do we go out and do daily? We got our businesses that we go out and work. We go out and we think about it. We got to work the business. Then we got to teach class. Then we got to counsel while we're at the business. Then we got to help brothers and sisters out. And guess what? We don't argue. We don't fight. We don't fuss about it. That's part of it.
Yeah.
That's part of the duty. We get it. We understand it. To not be burdensome to brothers and sisters, what do? We take on the majority of the burden. It's just so unfortunate that Satan hit us and took away 2 of our locations for the business. So what does that do? Well, it makes the burden shift over a little bit. Read.
because we would not be chargeable unto any of you.
Right?
We preach unto you the gospel of the Most High.
Go ahead.
Ye are witnesses.
You are what?
Witnesses.
No matter what happened, business shut down, coronavirus, y'all witness. We kept pushing forward. We keep pushing forward. Read.
And God also, how holily and justly and unblameably
Right?
we behave ourselves among you that believe.
That what?
How we behave ourselves among you that believe.
And all you got to do is just think about it. How have we behaved towards brothers and sisters? How have we opened up ourselves to brothers and sisters? The ones that missed, and that's why I'm mad that some of y'all missed going to VA for the feast, because you would have saw the level of hospitality that, first of all, a lot of brothers and sisters that was in that house and hanging out and doing all those things, they were strangers as far as we didn't know brothers and some of the sisters from anybody else, just through conversation. And it was like, nah, hold up. Nope, y'all come on in. Look, y'all are part of us. Y'all are part of us, right? And that's not just in one zone, that's in all zones. Go ahead.
Verse 11. As ye know how we exhorted and comforted and charged every one of you,
Right?
as a father doth his children.
And is that not what we do? Exhort brothers and sisters to do better, to do more, to push themselves. Just like a father pushes his children. I had a beautiful conversation with my son in the car on the way up here. Exhorting him to make sure that when he sees something being done wrong, to speak up about it. To look for people that are not moving in the spirit. To point out little things that normal 7-year-olds ain't going to be able to see. But we do that for each other. Go ahead.
That ye would walk worthy of the Most High.
Why did we do it?
That ye would walk worthy of the Most High.
For our comforts.
That ye would walk worthy of the Most
For
High.
our gain.
That ye would walk worthy of the Most High.
It was about showing brothers and sisters how they can walk worthy of the Most High. And I'm not saying, and the Bible is not saying that we're the epitome of worthiness, because we're all trash. But we're at least trying and moving forward in the spirit. And how do we know? How do we know that it's the Most High that's behind it? Well, he keeps letting us go another year. Another brother gained, another soul gained, another sister, another zone opened. He keeps letting us go. Even though Satan will crush something on this side, the Most High is opening up things on the other side. And that's how we know. Go ahead.
Who hath called you unto his kingdom and glory.
Right? Read verse 13.
Verse 13.
Read.
For this cause also thank we the Most High.
Right.
Without ceasing.
Right?
Because when ye received the word of the Most High, which ye heard of us.
Now I want y'all to stop. I want you to stop. Have y'all received the word? Come on, I want everybody online. If you've received the word, if you understand your calling and understand what you're here for, I want you to say kind in this chat. I'll wait. I want everybody. I want y'all all to say amen to this. You know why? Because it's supposed to show you. If you believe that you've received the word, that the Most High is rolling with this, then there's things that we're all supposed to be doing. Right? Everybody should come. Right? And remember, and I'm going to keep doing this disclaimer, because I know people log in late, and nobody's logged in since I've started, but this class was asked for specifically by the brothers in Rochester, and that's why we're going over it, because it was a question that was asked. Can you put together a class on alms? And you could change the title if you like. Read where you at. 13.
You received it not as the word of men.
You what?
Received it not as the word of men.
Right. When you found out that Christ was black, it wasn't just because we told you. You didn't receive it because it was us, me, or Kazakia, or Lakarab, or Shadak, or Zion, or Arya, or Shaquat. You didn't receive it because of that. You know why you received it? Because your spirit bear witness with the truth. It had nothing to do with us. If we weren't here, guess what? If it was the Most High's will for you to receive it, you would have got it from anywhere. So it got nothing to do with us, in particularly, like me in particularly, or him in particularly. But what it had to do with was what the Spirit wanted you to get, and we were just here to do what? Break it down and edify, be tools, be vessels, right? Read.
But as it is in truth,
right?
The word of the Most High, which effectually worketh also in you that believe.
And what had to happen? You had to see the word work in you as you started to receive it. You had to see the word work, and you did. You started to see the changes in your life. You started to see the upside to things, the silver lining all of a sudden. Man, the Most High is with me. God loves me. I knew I wasn't a castaway. You started to see these things not because we wanted you to, because your spirit bear witness with the truth. From there, go to 1 Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse 5.
1 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 5.
Go ahead. Again, this is a reminder. I want y'all to look at this, and I want you to match these scriptures up to the character of the brothers and sisters that sit amongst you as far as teachers and teach. Match this up to our character, man. Read.
For our gospel came not unto you in word only.
Go ahead.
But also in power.
But also in what?
Power.
What was the power? Once again, it was that when we gave you the word and you applied it to your life, the ones that do apply, you seen change. When we gave you the wisdom, coupled with experience, you said, man, let me apply that. And you said, you know what? You started to feel things go differently for you. You started to put off that old man and put on that new man. When you came for counsel and you applied it and it worked, you started to see the power of the Most High in your life. No man can do that. No man can make those things happen in your life but the Most High. And that's why it had to go down like that. And that's why it happens like that. Why? So you can't look at man and glorify man, but only give credit to the Most High. But man does have a part to play. He got to be there to do what?
Speak that word.
Speak that word to you. Mm-hmm. If there be a messenger, right?
Yes, sir.
If there be a messenger to save you from the pit, as they went over yesterday, then the Most High is gracious. Read on.
And in the Holy Spirit, and in much assurance.
Wait, and where was the assurance? The assurance was that, wow, this works. So I can keep applying the wisdom. The Quran didn't work for me. Church, the way church taught the Bible didn't work for me, so I can't be assured in that. Mama's wisdom, can't be assured in that because it stopped working. It started giving me negative results after a while.
It had limitations.
There was limitations, right? So where was the assurance that if I keep following church, Islam, Christmas, my auntie, Jada Pinkett Smith, that I'd be better off a year from now, 2 years from now, where there wasn't one. There wasn't one. But the spirit and the power of the word and the character of men that administered it helped to build that assurance. Why? And why do I point out the character? Well, because it's hard to learn from a drunkard, right? It's hard to learn from a hypocrite. Why? Because you start to see through that hypocrite. You start to see through them holes. Like, wait a minute, this brother talking about drinking and he just up here faded. You ain't never seen any one of us pouring up while teaching. You ain't never heard any, we beat our women. You ain't never heard none of that. We running through strip clubs and all the nonsense that you hear from a lot of brothers that claim to be Israel. You know, how many times y'all ever seen us on Facebook airing out somebody's dirty laundry? How many times have you logged on and it was us bashing a whole nother camp or putting a brother on blast? How many times, like, I want y'all to tell me, how many times have y'all seen any brother from this school hop online and just start airing out his whole house? And I'm not talking about the new brothers or new sisters. I'm talking about the leadership that hopped online and start airing out his whole dirty laundry on his Facebook, going on Kanye West Facebook rants. When? Because if you have, please tell me. Half of us don't even have social media. Half of us only have it because of business purposes. But when have we moved in those type of ways? And these are the things I'm going here because there's something that y'all are supposed to be doing when y'all sit in front of us, because we do it when y'all sit in front of us. Y'all are supposed to be proving a friend. Y'all are supposed to be matching our words and our deeds to what the word says. And if it don't add up, please say something. If it don't add up, please say something. Because we don't say something to y'all. Hey, brother, don't do that. That's not what the Bible says. Hey, you said this, but you're doing this, and the scriptures say this. Right? That's what all these classes and all the counsel and all the talks and all the pushing, that's what that's for. It's to remind us, wait a minute, either we walk according to the word or we're not. So if it ain't matching up, please, I'll take phone calls right now. Read on.
As you know what manner of men we were.
Right?
Among you.
Read.
For your sake.
And some of y'all have seen the manner of men that we are. Not that we were and then we changed, but that we are, that it hasn't changed. Some of you have personally seen and felt the hospitality. The phone call, brother, I need this, or I don't got this. Wait a minute, let's see what we got. Boom, you got it. Right? There was a situation today, a brother needed some money. And what happened? Without hesitation. Here you go. Boom. We'll hold you to your word on getting it back. But if not, chalk it up as a loss. Right? Because we understand one thing, it ain't about the game. We'll put our souls on the line for this because it ain't a game for us. Right? Where you at?
That was the end of 5.
Where do I want you to go? Read verse 6.
And ye became followers of us.
Wait, you did what?
Became followers of us.
And this is a key point because once you sat around for a week, 2 weeks, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, at any point you could have stopped, right? But what did you keep deciding to do? You decided to keep following because why? You understood our character. You watched us and said, man, these brothers is walking according to the word. You know how many brothers and sisters hit me up? They watched for 3-4 years and they hit up like, man, I've been watching you for 3 years and you brothers are y'all rolling on point. Y'all at least do what y'all say. And it's like, dang, you been watching us? Don't even know. It's like secret apostles, right? Just hiding out. But doing what? Vetting our character according to the word. But in doing that, what happened was you transitioned from not just vetting us, but now you became a follower. Now you're ready to represent. Oh, let me get that ISBHPK shirt. Right? Let me get them fringes. Let me sign up for this and sign up for that. And be a part of this and be a part of that. The word slowly converted you
Come.
to follow us. Not that we are glorying and, oh, we got men and we got this and we got that. It wasn't about us. But see, you have to follow some school, right? It just happened to be us. And remember, I'm speaking to the ones that are online. Go ahead, read on.
And of the Lord,
Right?
having received the word in much affliction,
Right. And think about it, man. Think about how much is going on in this world.
Come.
Y'all don't even know half the stuff that brothers got to go through to get this word out. There's so much things that happen before class. It'll blow y'all's minds.
And then also, brothers go through a lot just to get to the point to be up here to be able to teach.
Oh my gosh.
Brothers go through a lot just to be able to get to the point where they can counsel, where they can be an example and be counted upon.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's not some fly by night. He took a test and then all of a sudden he's general reign supreme. He had to take that test 3 times to show the Most High that he was worthy. 3 tries. And how long did you study for that test? You had that test for like 8 months.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
It's been a minute. He had that test for a while. And I'm using him because to show you that it ain't no easy walk among studying for the test. Think about it, man. We got an everyday life too, man. We got kids and women.
Yeah.
I got a wife. I got 5 kids in my house. But guess what? Is that an excuse for not having class? When have y'all ever seen us come up here unprepared? Or shut down because, we ain't gonna have class today because we just being lazy.
Oh, can't find a babysitter.
Or we can't find a babysitter. Or my wife is tripping out. Hell nah. We go through the affliction, but why do we have to keep showing up? Well, first and foremost, it's our duty to the Most High. Then it's our duty to the nation. But thirdly, it's an example of how to follow, what y'all should be following, what you should be doing as ones that are following. That no affliction should come in between your following. Who shall separate us from the love of the Most High? Sword, famine, angels, principalities, nothing. Because nothing is going to stop us from keep doing what we do. The show must go on. Brothers and sisters, it can be empty in here right now. But guess what? We're going to still have the school. We're going to still get online and teach. We're going to still do our jobs.
God.
What are brothers and sisters that are attaining to be leaders and teachers? What are y'all supposed to be doing? Well, you're doing the right thing right now. You're following. Can't be a leader without being a follower. Go ahead, read on.
with joy of the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, man, how many times y'all see us up here sad, crying, right? Brothers done lost families up here, man, and you would never know it. You would never know it because the scriptures say, take it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations. And we roll with that, man. We use one another to lift each other up. From there, go to 1 Corinthians 4:21. Now, like I said, I went there because I want y'all to use those scriptures, man. And there's many more I can go to, but I chose that bulk because I want you to use those and match that to us, our character. Now, I'm not saying we perfect in the word, but what is our intention? Use that and say, man, what's these brothers' intention? Is this a get-rich-quick scheme? Because if that's the case, we taking too long.
We're doing it the wrong way.
We're doing it the wrong way because we've been pushing 20 years, Kazak 30. So if this is a get-rich-quick scheme, then wow, hold up. What scam do you know that sits around and broadcast their time and date where they going to be at in advance? No scammer does that.
God, that's true.
Scammer does his thing and you never hear from him. Check our character, man. Check our pedigree. That is why we always say it, man. Ask, how long y'all been in the truth? How long y'all been teaching? We'll tell y'all. I'll give y'all my whole background. I'll tell you my ups and my downs and my fall so you can understand, wait a minute. This is the Most High's doing. Read where you at, 1 Corinthians 4 and verse 21.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 4, verse 21.
Read.
What will ye? Shall I come unto you with a rod?
Now we're going into the class and we're dealing with alms. We're dealing with giving. We're dealing with sacrifice. Now, Paul said what?
What will ye? Shall I come unto you with a rod?
Right. Now, in all situations, we always try to give brothers and sisters the benefit of the doubt. And we try to come as brotherly and sisterly as possible. Right? Because we want brothers and sisters to understand us. Go ahead.
Or in love.
Right?
And in the spirit of meekness.
And that's the spirit we try to come in, the love. The spirit of meekness. Not that the law is incorrect, but the law is sharp. Right? The law is sharp. The Bible says, boom, do it. You're like, whoa. No explanation? Nope. That's what the law says. Boom. But we try to do what? Hey, we understand you don't know. Sis, we understand you don't know. Let us break it down for you. Let us give you this. Let us give you that. Let us dance around these topics and not hit y'all too hard and be burdensome. Because we want to keep the meekness about us and give brothers and sisters a benefit of a doubt to grow into what they're supposed to be doing. But let's say what the law says about alms. Because this is where we have to go to get it straight. Like I said, man, we've been tiptoeing a little bit, walking on eggshells with this topic. Not because we scared. Not because we scared to lose brothers or lose sisters. Hell nah. If you leave because of that, then that's your fault. Yeah. We're looking to be blameless. That's a character check, right? We're looking not to be burdensome. And we're looking not to add hurt and misconception that our people already have. We're not trying to add to that. So what do? Let's don't worry about it. Let's take on the burden. Here you go. Here's your burden. Here's my burden. Here's my burden. We deal with the ones that understand. He understands it. He understands it. I get it. When it's okay, we ain't got the rent money for the school. We got to put in. We get that. Kazakia gets it. Dahawam gets it. Ariah gets it. The ones that are rooted in the word, they get that. There's no fuss behind it. Like, why I got to do that? Well, why do we got to do it? Because the sanctuary rests on us. If there's no school, what does that look like? What does that do for brothers and sisters? Man, y'all ain't a real camp. You start to misjudge things. So what do we make sure that there's somewhere where brothers and sisters can come? And not just brothers and sisters, anybody can come. The homeless man on the damn street can walk in here and get something to eat. Use the bathroom, get some water.
That's true.
Sit down, get the word if he wants it. That it happens. Anybody can walk through these doors and get taught. But that's because we put it on our shoulders. That's because we take it seriously. Go there real quick. I keep quoting it. Go to Judith 8:25.
I'm there.
Read it. Just read it real quick. Just read it.
Jude chapter 8, verse 25.
Right?
Now therefore, O brethren,
right,
let us show an example for our brethren.
That's our example. That we'll put ourselves on the burner, the back burner, our households, our finances. Why? Read.
Because their hearts depend upon us.
Because the ones that are following, y'all depend on it. Read on.
And the sanctuary.
And the school. Read on.
And the house.
Come on.
And the altar.
Come on.
Rest upon us.
It rests on us. If it fails, it's because of us. We get that. So what do? We don't put us first, man. We put everything else first and put us last. But guess what? The last shall be first and the first shall be last. Jump back. So let's go to Deuteronomy. Read 1 Corinthians 4:21.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 21.
Read. Damn.
What will ye?
Right?
Should I come unto you with the rod?
And what do y'all rather? Y'all want us to come with the law? The rod is the law. Y'all want us to spank you in shape? Wait, let's go to the law. Let's go to the law. Let's go to the law. What would you rather? Or would you rather, hey, brother, listen, man, we've been meek, we've been kind, we've been gentle. Hey, sis, we've been meek, we've been kind, we've been gentle. This is how you're supposed to be walking if you're following. Read on.
Or in love.
Go ahead.
And in the spirit of meekness.
Right, go to Deuteronomy 5 and 15, verse 7. Let's see what the law says about alms.
God.
Let's just deal with it. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 15, verse 7.
Right.
if there be among you a poor man,
Right?
of one of thy brethren,
Come on.
within any of thy gates, in thy land which the Most High thy power giveth thee, thou shalt not harden thine heart.
Thou shalt not what?
Harden thine heart.
But you know what we already understand about a lot of our people? It's a stone inside your chest. Well, really, your mind is walled off. Cause we know your heart ain't your heart. It's not the muscle in your chest, but it's really your thinking is barricaded with bricks.
Yeah.
It's stony up there. Why? Because all the hurt, all the pain, all the mistrust, all the misuse. Read.
Nor shut thine hand from thy poor brother.
Go ahead.
But thou shalt open thy hand wide unto him.
Right.
And shalt surely lend him sufficient for his need.
Right.
In that which he wanted.
Right. Ecclesiasticus chapter 35 and verse 1. Give me a second. Go ahead.
The book of Ecclesiasticus chapter 35 verse 1.
Read.
He that keepeth the law bringeth.
He that what?
Keepeth the law.
So if you believe that you're keeping the law, see, this is where some of y'all get got. Oh, I keep the law. I follow the law. Well, this is what the law says. Read.
He that keepeth the law bringeth offerings enough.
Come on.
He that taketh heed to the commandments.
Right.
Offereth a peace offering.
He does what?
Offereth a peace offering.
Read on.
He that requiteth a good turn offereth fine flowers.
He that requiteth a good turn. Go ahead.
And he that giveth alms sacrificeth praise.
He does what?
Sacrificeth praise.
He does what?
Sacrificeth praise.
See, a man that is giving alms, he ain't looking for praise. He ain't looking for the pat on the ass. We ain't doing that. He ain't looking for the pat on the back. He ain't looking for the atta-go brother, the atta-go sister. He ain't looking for that. Because he's understanding what the Bible is saying and what his duty is supposed to be. Read on.
To depart from wickedness is a thing pleasing to the Most High.
Go ahead.
And to forsake unrighteousness is appropriation.
Right.
Thou shalt not appear empty.
Thou shalt not what?
Thou shalt not appear empty.
Come on.
Before the Most High.
Right. Read.
For all these things are to be done because of the commandment.
Wait, so this is what the law says. See, this is what the law says.
Yep.
Now, do you want us to come to you with the rod? Or in brotherhood and meekness? Because the law is sharp. The law is like, look, get her done. No excuses, right? That's how the law is, man. Look, you're going to get this done. You're going to do this. No excuse.
And
Read. Oh, no.
No, I was gonna say, just real quick, I wanted to say this too. You know, whenever you see like any of the brothers that's up here that teach, that's asking for alms, whether it's Kazakh out there in Virginia, Kazakh Zion out there in Virginia, or us here, or the brothers in San Antonio, if you ever see us like asking, trust and believe, man. We don't even like to ask. We don't even want to ask. The same way that you don't like to ask. You know what I'm saying? Like, say you running a little low on gas money. The same way you wouldn't want to ask somebody, hey, can I borrow $10 or $20 for some gas money? It's the same way we ourselves. It's not like we want to ask. Like, man, the PS5 is coming out. Let me ask some money for the PS5. Like, nah. Remember, anything that we ask for, everything goes back to the school and in the lights, the bills. It all goes back to here. Like, even when you see the Israel wear set up for the garments, well, that's set up for here too. I mean, when you buy your garment, when you subscribe for the shirt, that goes back to the school. That goes back to the sisters that's sacrificing to put the time in to make it. So, you know, I just wanted to put that out there. It's not like this is something that this is one of these. This is a class where we're like, damn, we got to do this class. Oh crap! Well, we're in a position where the class has to come out because of the position that we're in.
Can I be frank? Can I be honest with y'all? Listen, nobody in here is giving to the point where y'all are covering a whole school rent or even a whole bill. Listen, the lights alone alone are $300 plus in one school. The internet alone is $300 to broadcast and have all these damn problems that we have. You gotta have top-notch speed. Listen, nobody's given to the level of covering even all the bills. I gotta be frank with y'all, because to put you out of the mind that when you do give, it's going to something other than, like it's going to my stained up sweater that I got for the last 2 years. I've been rocking the same sweater with damn stains on it because I don't got the money to get another one. Right? Or my vehicle, or that ain't been paid in months. I gotta be frank. You know why? Because we gotta kill that misconception. Because it's always coincidental. A brother will give. I said it the other time. You'll give, and a brother shows up with a new pair of shoes, and you're like, oh, so that's where my money went? That's what them brothers is on?
Definitely didn't.
But if you knew the behind the scenes talk of how to push this bill back and maneuver this bill all the way to the end of the loan and furlough this bill before pandemics.
Oh, definitely.
We've been furloughing before pandemics.
King of pushback.
King of pushback. Right? Why? Not because we want to hold on to stuff. Not because we're trying to be greedy and covetous to hold on. But because why? There's things that are more pressing. There's things that are more pertinent. And we take on the burden as the ones that the sanctuary rests on. We understand our offering and our duty. Give her a title for the class. Think of something that is, wow. Yeah. If y'all only knew. Gotta push this back, gotta go without this, gotta go without that. Right? And we do it with gladness, with joy. But I gotta be frank, because I don't want anybody to think, well, I've been giving. We all been giving. But nobody's giving to the level of all of a sudden you knocked out the rent for the month. Remember, we got 2 rents. We got 2 light bills. We got 2 internet bills. So it's not happening on that level. Let's be real. For those of you that, when I give, yeah. Barakatah Yahweh and Thawada. Because if it wasn't for y'all, I'd be straight up. We probably would have to shut the doors of the school. Or somebody had to live up in here. I had to live up in here.
All 3 of us.
We all be 3 lived up in here with our kids. It'd be a tenement house up in here to keep it going. Read on.
Verse 6. The offering of the righteous maketh the altar fat.
It says what?
The offering of the righteous maketh the altar fat.
That's why we ask, is to make the altar fat. There's things that the school needs that got to come out of our pockets. Candles. When you burning 7 candles every week, that costs. Frankincense and myrrh, that costs. Coals, that costs.
Anointing oil.
Anointing oil, that costs. There's so many things that we need just for the altar and the sanctuary that we like, man, if we had the dough, we could fix this. We had the dough, we can do this. We could do this. We could do that.
And we need new curtains.
Curtains.
You know,
Let me finish this real quick. Go ahead.
And the sweet savor thereof is before the Most High.
Read.
The sacrifice of a just man is acceptable.
Right.
And the memorial thereof shall never be forgotten.
It shall never be forgotten. Why? Because the Most High keeps it in remembrance. Read.
Give the Most High his honor with a good eye.
Go ahead.
And diminish not the first fruits of thine hand.
Wait, he said do what?
Diminish not the first fruits of thy hand.
Read verse 9.
In all thy gifts show a cheerful countenance.
Come on.
And dedicate thy tithes with gladness.
Right? Read on. Verse 10. Very important here. Read.
Give unto the Most High according as he hath enriched thee.
Right?
And as thou hast gotten. Give with a cheerful eye.
Read on.
For the Most High recompenses.
Because I recompense.
For the Most High recompenses.
Read.
And will give thee 7 times as much.
Now, I want y'all to look at your own life, your own existence, and say, wait a minute. Why have I not been increased 7 times more? I'm gonna get real churchy on y'all real quick.
Let's go.
Why have I not been increased 7 times more. Oh, but I give. Okay, but then why haven't you been increased 7 times more? Are you giving with an evil eye? Are you giving cheerfully, or are you doing it grudgingly? See, there's many different levels to this. And then, even yourself, am I giving myself grudgingly? Is there constraint and resentment? When I give myself, how come my spirit is not growing at a pace? I'm watching all the brothers and sisters around me grow and mature in the spirit, but for some reason I'm stagnant. Well, at what level and in what way are you willing to give? Are you looking at, well, if I give this, man, they're going to get this and I'm going to be without? Well, you messed up there. Are you giving the back burner first fruits? Like, yeah, I'm giving the best. When you giving the back burner effort, that you messed up there. So you won't increase. Where's my mentality? Well, why I always got to be the one to give? Everybody else is there. That shouldn't be your mentality. Everybody else ain't gonna be judged with you when you're judged on you. You see how you can knock down all these different stipulations of the mind when it comes to this giving. And I'm talking about financially, alms, and yourself.
Works.
And yourself. Now think about it. We got to give ourselves, and we got to give alms, and we got to give tithe. Like, why? Because of the school, right? If we got to come up financially, it's because of the school. But think about it. We got to be here every day for the school, physically. And not like, man, I don't feel like doing this today, man. Man, let me go walk on Galveston all day. I'd rather be at the beach.
Right.
Because what's going to happen if that mind creeps into us? It's going to show. And it's going to start pushing off on everybody else.
Yeah.
So even the way we give ourselves up here to this word, to this work, has to be not grudgingly, not of necessity, not because we ain't got nothing else better to do, but it got to be willing. The Most High won't accept it. Y'all get this? Go to Tobit 2 and verse 11. Some very key points. It said the Most High would remember. He would keep in remembrance the things that you do as far as when you give. Let's deal with Tobit 2 and verse 11. I'm going to go a little bit over. I'm sorry, but it's going to happen.
The book of Tobit, chapter 2,
Right?
verse 11.
Right, so let backstory. Tobit, what was Tobit going out and doing? He was going out, he was burying the dead men of Israel. It was a decree sent out by the king not to bury us when we died. So Tobit, he went out and buried the ones that weren't buried in secret. They called it alms deeds. He was doing that. Tobit was giving to the poor. Tobit was giving money, food, whatever, clothing, whatever somebody needed, Tobit provided it. Those were his alms. So now Tobit, he's chilling against the wall, and a bird drops poop in his eye and blinds him. So what has to happen? Well, he can't go out and get no work and make no money for his family. So his wife had to go out and do some work. So let's understand about his wife. Read Tobit chapter 2 and verse 11.
The book of Tobit, chapter 2, verse 11.
Right?
And my wife, Anna,
Right?
did take women's works
Right.
to do.
Right?
And when she had sent them home to the owners, they paid her wages.
Right, so she did woman's work, probably did some sewing, some cleaning. She went, took the stuff to the owners, they paid her wages. Go ahead.
And gave her also besides a kid.
So they gave her some wages and they gave her a kid goat, a young goat. Go ahead.
And when it was in my house,
Right.
and began to cry,
When the goat came into the house and was crying out, read.
I said unto her,
Right.
From whence is this kid?
Where you get this goat from, babe? Go ahead.
Is it not stolen?
Yeah, whose goat did you steal, woman? Read.
Render it to the owners.
Listen, bring that back because you know we don't get down like this. This is against the law. Go ahead.
For it is not lawful to eat anything that is stolen.
Read on.
But she replied upon me,
Go ahead.
it was given for a gift more than the wages.
She said, listen, this was given as a gift more than the money. Why? Read.
Howbeit, I did not believe her,
Yeah, go ahead.
but bade her render it to the owners.
Go ahead.
And I was abashed at her.
Yeah, he went in. He was going off on her, man. The hell's your problem, woman? You know better. You know that's not the law. Right? He started going into her.
That's not our character.
That's not our character. He started hitting her with the scriptures. Right? Go ahead.
But she replied upon me,
Read.
Where are thine alms?
She said, where is your alms, babe? Read on.
And thy righteous deeds?
And where are your righteous deeds? Read.
Behold, thou and all thy works are known.
Woo. Yeah. But who? Known by who? The Most High said he keeps them in remembrance.
God.
But guess what? Man also knew what Tobit was doing.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't just that he was doing things in the open, like, look at me, look at me. Remember, it says a man that give alms ain't looking for praise. They were like, these dead bodies is getting buried somehow. The poor is getting clothed. Cats is eating. How's this happening? Damn, Tobit creeping. Tobit's doing his thing. You know what? He might have buried somebody's damn uncle, and that goat came. That's where they don't say it, but think about it. He might have did something not even caring, because he didn't care. It shows that he did what he had to do, and didn't even think like, oh, I got that goat because the Most High loves me. Or I deserve that goat. I deserve something. He did that and was like, hold up, man, you stole that. She was like, where are your alms? Well, his alms are stored up with the Most High, man. His good deeds are stored up with the Father.
God.
And we're going to go into that too. We're going to go into that because some of y'all don't believe that when you do good, the Most High sees it. And that's why you don't do what the law says. I'm going to keep saying it. Should I come to you with the rod? Or as a brother in meekness?
God.
Well, let's deal with the law. We went there. This is what the law is saying. Tobit was a law-abiding citizen. So, now that we got that section out the way, I'm going to give the disclaimer one more time, and I'm going to keep saying it. I know we went over this a little bit on the Sabbath about 3-4 weeks ago, but the brothers and sisters asked for the class. And you know why we got to keep giving a disclaimer? Again, that's showing our love and our meekness towards y'all. You know why? Because some of y'all are battling with this same very issue. When you give, you're like, man, shouldn't have did that. They don't need that. They don't need it. When you show up, it's like, man, why'd I show up? I could have stayed at home. Look at all the brothers in class. They didn't need me for street speaking. They didn't need me. You're right. We didn't. You should have been doing it out of a good conscience towards the Most High. You should have showed up not because we need you to show up. We don't need nobody to show up. You should have showed up because of your spirit. Because of your conviction. Because you said you were going to follow. All the stuff we read in Thessalonians, man.
The scripture says, let nothing be done of necessity.
Yeah.
But of the will.
Hold in mind, we're going to go there.
Oh, my bad.
No, you good, bro. You are, listen. Let me touch you. Go to 1 Corinthians 12 and verse 28.
God.
So, now that we got all that out the way, this is what we have to ask ourselves, and every man has to ask himself in this walk towards the Most High and to the kingdom. What role are you going to play in your walk, in this walk? What role are you going to play in, what role are you going to have amongst the ones that you're following? Are you always going to be a follower? Or are you going to step up and be a leader? Well, let's see what the scriptures say, because not everybody is going to play the same role. In a body, there's different body parts.
Come on.
Right? Everyone's not going to play the same role, but that doesn't mean you have to be the lesser of the roles. See? Well, see, Quadazaf, you said everybody don't got to play the same role, but that doesn't mean you don't continue to attain and fight towards a higher calling.
God.
Right?
God.
If we were all ordained to be princes and priests and kings, do you just attain to be the damn servant? The door boy? No, you should be trying to fight to be the priest, the king, the priest, right? The minister. That'd be the thought, right? Well, read that. 1 Corinthians 12:28.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 12.
Go ahead.
Verse 28.
Go ahead.
And the Most High hath set some in the church.
Right, so the Most High has set some in the church. Read.
First, apostles.
Go ahead.
Secondarily, prophets.
Right, so you got apostles. The apostles follow Christ. The ones that prophesy and teach in the church. Go ahead.
Thirdly, teachers.
Come on.
After that, miracles.
Right.
Then gifts of healing.
Read.
Helps.
Wait, what?
Helps.
Wait, what?
Helps.
He said he put helps. What is a helps? Well, the help was the ones that helped all those different positions. You help the apostles. You help the teacher. You had a teacher's assistant, teacher's aide, right? The ones that helped the apostles. When Yahushua sent the apostles and said, go to this man's house and make ready the Passover. Tell him we want this room, yada, 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 this and that and the third. They were the help to the apostles. When he said, listen, go over here, grab that. There's going to be a colt that's not tied up. You're going to grab that colt. And if anybody asks you why you want to loose the colt, tell them the master said so. The apostles went. They grabbed the colt. Somebody asked them, where you going with the colt? The master sent us to get it. Oh, we just here to help. We just here to help. Go ahead and take that. Read.
Done.
Governments.
Right.
Diversities of tongues.
See, the Bible is showing us that there's different levels and different offices that promote the functionality of anything, whether it be a school, whether it be a church, whatever you want to call it, man. But there's different offices. Everybody can't be the teacher. How do we know? Read.
Verse 29. Are all apostles?
No, not all are apostles. Not everybody got the same faith. Read.
Are all prophets?
No, not everybody's going to be able to prophesy on that level. Read.
Are all teachers?
Not all can teach. Read.
Are all workers of miracles?
No, not everybody's going to be able to perform miracles. Read.
Having all the gifts of healing.
I might be able to heal, but I might not be able to prophesy and teach. I might be able to prophesy and teach, but I might not have the gift of healing. Go ahead.
Do all speak with tongues?
Read.
Do all interpret?
No, that's the point. What role, and this is a question, man, rhetorical for each man and woman, what role am I going to play? I agreed to play a role. How do we know? Well, we read it in Thessalonians. You agreed to follow. You understood that by your continuing to log in day in and day out and call for counsel and agree, Barakatah Yahweh and Khan and Amen, that this is who you wanted to be with. This is the school you wanted to be amongst. Right?
Done.
That was your agreement.
That's right.
Brother signing Hebrew packets. That was your contract. Brother studying for tests. That was your contract between you and the Spirit, man.
God.
It ain't got nothing to do with us. It ain't got nothing to do with us. You made that contract with you and the Most High.
It's true.
Right?
God.
It got nothing to do with me, him, Kazak, nobody. But you and the Most High. But what role are you going to play now that you decided that, man, I want to be a follower? You know what? I might even want to be something more than a follower. But what role? I'm not a teacher yet. I'm not an apostle yet. I'm not a miracle worker yet. Right? But what role do I got to play? Well, the Bible said there was going to be some helps. Some were like, I just want to follow and not be any of that. I just want to be a help. Well, you know where it gets dicey? When you even want to dictate what type of help you're going to be, when the Bible, the law tells you what type of help to be. The Bible tells you what help you're supposed to be. It says give to the necessity of the brothers. Right? Meaning what? Hey, Akim, we need to go Sundays do flyers. Well, I can't do that. I got football. Packers are playing. I ain't doing that. Cowboys. I ain't doing that. Baltimore Ravens. Right? But that is what was needed. That was the help that's needed.
God.
Let's go get these flyers. See, it's not all, see how y'all getting duped? It ain't always about money. Your alms deeds ain't always about money. It's how am I going to present myself to do this work? We got flyers out here. Damn, we always got flyers? Jeez, these niggas, man, pass out more flyers than the club. What's going on? They putting more flyers out there than the strip club. Well, guess what? That's what we need to do. That's what we need to do. We need flyers on Sundays, right? I'm just using that as an example. That's one example. We need brothers for flyers. Hey, sisters, we need somebody to print the flyers. Well, damn, that ink is kind of expensive, and then I got to get up and go find somewhere to print them. Then I got to get them cut. Man, that's just too much. I ain't doing that. I'll do something else. I'll figure out some other way to help. But nah, you can't be the help and dictate. Does the butler dictate what he does as a help to that family? Because it's laid down already. Look, we need you to wipe the baby's bottom, mop the floor, do the dishes, empty the trash, help with homework, right? All the things are laid out. It's already laid out in the Bible. It's already laid out in Deuteronomy, where it says give alms, pay tithes. Why?
You know, it's like a chef. Like the chef gets the menu. I mean, the chef gets the order. And he's like, nah, I don't want to cook that. And he's like,
hard.
Or the chef is like,
I'm bored with that.
the chef is like, nah, we don't make the steak well done.
Nope. We only give it medium rare.
Medium rare. So it's like, yeah.
How can, but that's why I'm asking the question, like, what role are you trying to play? Are you trying to be minimum help? You trying to be less than minimal help?
Yeah.
Well, the Bible says helps. So you are supposed to sit back and understand that, first of all, we're telling you where we need to help at. We're telling you where we need to help. And more than just financial, but that's part of it. Finances is part of it. The scriptures say money is a defense. Right? But if you ain't got it, how can you defend? How can you get your rents paid and this paid and that paid? You can't. We tell brothers and sisters where we need the help. How can you argue with that? Or now retract yourself because you don't like where you've been told to help. I ain't messing with that. But you believed, right? You believed, right? Wait a minute, but when it was time to get class and counsel and scriptures and phone calls and this and that, we didn't sit back like, well, hold up, we ain't doing that class. Oh, you want a class on marriage? We ain't messing with that. Fend for yourself. Oh, you want a class on such and such? We ain't doing that. Oh, you need counsel right now? Nah, I can't help you with that. When have you ever? When has anybody ever? Please say yes. If it's happened. When have we ever been purposefully said, we ain't doing that for y'all? And dictated the level of what we are supposed to administer. And said, we ain't doing that. For some purposeful, malicious reason. Now, it's one thing if you say, well, can we go through Revelations? We're going to be like, hell no, y'all don't need no Revelations. You know why? You could barely break down Galatians. You could barely break down the fruits of the Spirit. So what the hell we going to give you Revelations for? Or how come y'all don't teach flat earth? Well, you know why? Because you don't know how to love your brother, whether it's flat earth or round earth. That's why. So what's the point of teaching that? If you don't understand love, charity, giving, if you don't understand those things, the law, it don't matter what shape the earth is. It don't matter. And it doesn't matter if we teach it to you. Is it going to change your outlook on the next man? Well, I learned that the earth is flat, so now I got to treat my brother better. Right? So we'll be like, pause, pump the brakes. Nope, we ain't dealing with that. We'll give you something else to suffice that you need. It says, as a nurse, deal with children. A nurse ain't going to give you medicine that you don't need. She's going to give you what you need. So that's our job. But again, when have any brother or sister ever called and needed help, and we were like, just flat out, hell nah, we ain't messing with you. Even the ones that done crapped on us over and over, stole from us, used us, abused us, and we like, yeah, come on back in, brother. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, shame on me again. Come on in and use and abuse. Come on, sis. Come on in. Kick us right in the crotch. Take what you want and leave. Come on, y'all gotta see it. The character, right? The character. Go to Tobit 2. in verse 2. See, the one thing that, once you put away the hurt, the pain, once you put away these brothers are using and abusing, but once you agree that, you know what, this is a school I'm going to follow. These brothers, we've heard it many a times and we don't even give it no credence. Man, y'all got the spirit with y'all. And we not sitting there like, see, we got the spirit with us, brother. Come with us. We just like, man, Barakatah Yahweh, good to be used. I'm glad I can make it clear. I'm glad that we can do more. Right? But, and every time I hear that, man, y'all, you know what I do? You know what it does for me? It continues to fortify that the Most High is working with us. It fortifies something in me. But what's being fortified in the ones that are following? What should be being fortified in you? Again, you're supposed to be looking at our character and saying, wait a minute, are these cats using and abusing anything of the school? Anything. Listen, down to women that come up in here. No brother touch the women that come to the school. We got school rules against things that you wouldn't think you would need rules against. Right? Things that you wouldn't need, that the regular world is like, what you need a rule for that for? Because what are we constantly looking out for? The flock. We're like, how can we minimize the abuse of the flock? Well, let's make a 6-month rule, 1-year rule. Any sister or brother that comes in here can't deal with them on an intimate level or even a dating level till 6 months. Then 6 months after that, you got to get to know them. If they walking in here. We make that rule not for us. Not for us because we can't hold ourselves. We do it for y'all. So there's not abuse running through the congregation and y'all think we promote it. But who are we looking out for? For the flock, the ones that don't understand, the ones that are susceptible to abuse and being misused. You got grievous wolves that the Bible says shall enter. To do what? The grievous wolf ain't gonna get me. I'm on guard. The wolf is out for the ones that aren't thinking clear, that aren't joined at the hip. You know why a wolf can't get me? I got backup. I got brothers, man. I got backup. He's watching my back. He's watching my side. He's watching the top. But while they're watching me, I'm watching for them. He's watching my back. I'm watching his. I got backup. But what are we trying to do? We're trying to make sure that brothers, sisters last long enough to become part of the backup and not just get swallowed up by all the different things that are out there that come in from the world and try to attack the flock, right? But what you're supposed to be doing is looking at those things not as, see, y'all just trying to hold us back with rules. Where's that in the Bible? 6-month rule. I didn't see that. Show me smoking weed in the Bible. Nigga. We're trying to save your mind and spirit. We shouldn't have to go to the Bible to tell you not to smoke damn weed. You should know it's not in the spirit. And that's why you've been dying smoking weed spiritually. Yep. And what we're doing is trying to combat that. Look at our character. I'm going to keep saying it. Look at the character. Read.
The book of Tobit chapter 2, verse 2.
Right?
And when I saw abundance of meat, I said to my son, go and bring what poor man soever thou shalt find out of our brethren.
Go ahead.
Who was mindful of the Most High.
Wait, just any random man?
Who was mindful of the Most High.
So you got to ask yourself, are these brothers mindful of the Most High? Or are we being mindful of ourselves? Read.
And lo, I tarry for thee.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 1. See, this was Tobit. This was Tobit putting his son in remembrance on do good to the godly. Help the godly. If you're godly and I'm godly, we should want to help one another, right?
That's right.
We should want to be there for one another. We should want to give towards one another. You know why I don't worry about nothing? I don't worry about finances. I don't worry about what bill is late in my house and what bill ain't late and what I ain't paying and what I did pay. You know why I don't trip on that? Why I'll let my car go 2-3 months and not pay it? Because at the end of the day, something is going to happen where brothers are going to help each other out. Brother, I can say, hey, I need to get this paid real quick. You got it? No, I ain't got it. You got it? Con, I got it. Here, let me shoot that. I'll get that back to you. Have we not done that?
Plenty of times.
I don't make it a habit. Let's be real. It happened once with the car.
Oh,
But as
I'm
far as us
helping
giving and helping each other out,
yeah.
yes, all the time. I don't want y'all to think he's paying my car note now,
Lie.
right? But
It's my Lexus.
right, but the point that I'm trying to show y'all is that I don't got to trip on these things because I know that somebody got my back. And then if I happen to lose the vehicle, then guess what's gonna happen? Hey, I need a ride, brother. I need a ride. I mean, bro, that's just where my mind is at. I don't care about the vehicle. It's just an easier way for me to get around. What, to class? My getting around is class.
Class home.
You know how much gas I don't burn?
Class home.
I think I fill up my tank once every 2 weeks, man. I don't go nowhere.
And if we go anywhere, it's like the gym, maybe.
Yeah.
The gym.
I put so many miles on my car. You know what all the miles was on my car? I put 20,000 miles on my car in less than a year. You know what I was doing? Driving back and forth to Virginia.
Yep.
Driving to Israelite conferences in Florida. Driving to Yonkers. Driving to go deal with brothers. Like, 3,000 mile trip? No problem. Let's do it. Not complaining about, I'm putting too many miles on my vehicle. I don't give a damn about that. I got the car to put miles on it. That's the point. Those things ain't the things that are pushing what we do. It's the godly spirit in us that push what we do. And I'm imploring brothers and sisters to see it. Read.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12, verse 1.
Right?
When thou wilt do good, know to whom thou doest it.
Read.
So shalt thou be thanked for thy benefits.
And that's why a lot of y'all don't come up, because you'll give to the wrong thing for so long and get abused and used and wonder why. Well, if you give it to a person that can't maintain their finances, then what the hell are you doing? They can't pay you back. They can't maintain their finances, but they're asking you for money, but they're like, I'll pay you back later. But when? If you give it to a person that's on drugs, and they're like, yeah, I'll pay you back when I get it. No, they're not. They're going to use your money and then use their money to re-up. To keep getting high. They ain't worried about paying you back.
Right.
The godly man in his conscience is like, I'll give y'all a perfect example. I'm going to show y'all a level of what we do. We do things for each other. And not to put our business all the way on blast, but I have to. I got to show y'all the character. I remember 2 years ago, Kazakia asked me to do something on my T-Mobile account for him. And he wanted to get a watch. And I was like, shit, cool. Get the watch. I signed up for it. The watch was like a couple $100. Right? And he gave me some money up front. And obviously the rest of the money is built on the bill. And my bill was hefty, not only because of that, but other things. Phone bill was pretty hefty. And he was like, yeah, I'll get you the money. And he said that one time to me. 2 years ago. I paid the watch off quickly. I paid it off early. And I never went to him and was like, hey, where's my money at? But what he did was, I didn't forget about your money. Because I understand the situation that we're in. We're both giving up the same things. Yep. We're both losing in the same way. So what's the point of me pressing him for something I know he ain't got or making a big deal out of it? Right. I'm like, man, I'm going to get it back somehow. I didn't make no gripe, no grievance, didn't even think about it. Hey, I'm going to send you this money. I'm like, huh? Yeah, boom. He sent me the money. After some time had passed, a year or two. But the point that I'm trying to show y'all is that it never left his conscience to pay me back. The godly man is never left his mind. No matter, and guess what? Did it mean that because he owed me some money, when he got something new, I was like, see, that nigga's getting new stuff, he ain't paying me back my money? Of course not. Because I understood him. I know him.
Yeah.
I knew it didn't leave his mind, but I didn't have to press him for it.
Right.
Like, man, where's my money at? I need, even when I needed it, I wasn't down his throat. I never brought it up. But what did the Most High do? The Most High kept it in his mind. But what? The law, brotherhood, nation, love, charity kept it in his mind that let me pay the vow that I said I was going to pay. Let me do what I say I was going to do. If I say I'm going to get you the money, I'm going to get you the money. If in my eyes, Kazakia is a godly man, guess what I don't have to do? I don't got to remind him 50 million times what he said. I don't got to keep going to him every month like a debit collector, like, hey, I need that. Even if I would have reminded him, it's only because we're forgetful. We forget stuff. But me knowing him, I know he didn't forget. Because he knows how Israel is when it comes to money. Cats start getting funny. They leave 10 years later. You hear it's because you owe me $10. Like, damn, you left because of $10? But just showing you the godly man, he's going to repay. Now, he told me he's going to get it when he gets it. I'm like, cool. Whenever you get it, that's when you get it. But guess what? I didn't stress. I knew he was going to get me back because I know his character. It's the same way we all deal. We've all helped each other out. It ain't like we just depending on brothers to help us out. We've all helped each other out financially. We've all been there for one another. Not just financially. I babysitted this man's child for over a year. Okay. Or about a year, babysitting this baby because he needed help. Yeah. He needed the help. And guess what it did for me? It gave me a better relationship with his baby. You see that? She'll come to me, give me a hug. She knows me. That benefited me too. There was no payment for me babysitting this child. The payment was I got a good relationship with his daughter. She got an uncle that she can trust. You see that? That's what the godly man is doing and looking at. It's a two-way street. Again, it's about proving character. Read.
Verse 2. Do good to the godly man.
Right.
And thou shalt find a recompense.
Right.
And if not from him.
Right.
Yet from the Most High.
And you know what's cold? The whole time I didn't stress about any damn money from a brother owing me. Bro, the Most High blessed it anyway. He was paying me. Most High was blessing me. So when the money was gave back, it was like, damn, icing on top of the cake. I'm with it. Because I owe brothers and not forgot. But then brothers like, nah, man, don't worry about it. We know what's up. Don't worry about it. You got it. Go ahead, read on.
There can no good come to him that is always occupied in evil.
Go ahead.
Nor to him that giveth no alms.
Nor to him that what?
Giveth no alms.
Better remember this. It said no good can come to him that giveth no alms. Read.
Give to the godly man.
Give to who?
The godly man.
Go ahead.
And help not a sinner.
Come on.
Do well unto him that is lowly.
Go ahead.
But give not to the ungodly.
Right.
Hold back thy bread.
Right.
And give it not unto him.
Come on.
Lest he overmaster thee thereby.
Right. What verse you at?
Verse 5. Second precept.
Right. Go ahead. Read on.
For else thou shalt receive twice as much evil for all the good thou shalt have done unto him.
That's why Israel's so hurt when it comes to money.
God.
Y'all done been investing in the wrong thing your whole life. You've been investing in yourself the wrong way your whole life and wondering why you haven't reaped the benefits. You put all that money into the weed. You put all that money into the drink. And you're like, damn, it never helped me. Now I got twice the evil. You put money all into the church prayer cloths and prayer oils. When have we ever, think about it. I'm going to get real churchy on you. When have we ever been like, oh yeah, join Fringed Up. And when you do that, all your problems will be cleared. Right? Sow your seed and Fringed Up and all your problems will be cleared, brothers and sisters. The church do that, right? Oh, you buy this prayer cloth and all of a sudden, like, your life is just going to be angelic.
Oh yeah, healing t-shirts.
Right, healing t-shirts.
And get your mind right headbands.
Yeah. When have we ever used the business even maliciously? Tell you straight up what it is. You're able to give and get something back. Because that's what Israel wants. Yeah. Israel wants to be able to give something and get something back. So here it is. Well, you need garments. We need the money. But you know what's crazy? Even in that, we still take the hit. time that it takes to make everything, the material that it takes. I mean, let's be real. Y'all really only paying for the material. I mean, I'm being frank.
Yeah.
You're really only paying for the material. The sisters ain't getting paid no damn wage off of what they're doing. The intensive hours that they're doing, putting in the work to make all the garments and shirts. Sisters don't get paid to go do garments. You get the price of a garment, you like, oh my, you start breathing deeply and heavily like, oh my God, what the? And that just covers the material, not even the labor.
Yep.
So who's benefiting now? But what do we keep doing? Nah, it's going to be all good. They'll get it. No, they'll understand. No, let's keep doing it. It's for our people. It's for the nation. The burden always rests on us. We have to take on the burden on the ones that get it, because everybody else will be crushed under the burden. Read on.
Verse 6. For the Most High hateth sinners.
Go ahead. He does what?
Hateth sinners.
And he hates those that help them. Read.
And will repay vengeance unto the ungodly.
Why you think the Christian church is getting wiped out? Their alms and tithes ain't saving nobody, man.
That's true.
The church is getting wiped out and exposed. Right? The Most High said he remember the blessings, and he does all this and does all that. Yeah. Why ain't the church showing any growth now that it ever had way back? Why is it now being exposed as a fraud?
A wise brother once said only old people are in churches now.
Yeah, bro. Only because why they stuck.
That's true.
But think about it. Why is the church being exposed as a fraud, as a sham? Why are all your local religions being exposed as a fraud?
God.
People are giving. People are paying.
God.
But what's being exposed is the character of the men that are receiving.
God.
That's what's being exposed. Where things are being put and who's coming on top and who's on the bottom. Read on.
And keepeth them against the mighty
Right.
day.
Go to 1 Samuel. Go to 1 Samuel 2 and verse 6. This is what we got to understand about giving alms, man. Just like Tobit paid alms in his deeds and gave and did this and did that wherever he could. Because I'm going to say this, man. You got brothers that are sending damn $2. The water. It helps. You got brothers that are sending $10. And ain't nobody sitting up here like, oh, you just gave a measly $10. Hell nah. We like, man, add that to the pot. That's $10 more that we didn't have to help what we got going on. It ain't $10 from my pocket. $10 can't make or break me. Not when you got 5 kids and a rib. That can't. $10 don't do nothing. But it adds to the pot if we all put in to help what needs to be helped first, which is the school.
God, you know. Also, when you look at like all the feast days too, the feast days, even that costs. Even that costs though. And I'm not trying to.
But we got to bring these things up. You know why?
Yeah.
Because when brothers and sisters, you know, we ain't charging nobody to learn.
Yeah.
We ain't charging nobody to come eat at a feast, but all we say is help out with what we're doing.
God.
If we say, listen, man, we need some money for the feast, it's because we're actually trying to get everybody fed and make sure nobody's left without.
Yep.
But whatever you give is what you give, right? We ain't sitting there judging what you give. Can't judge no man's servant. But isn't it in everybody's best interest to give? Yes, it is. This is why. Read 1 Samuel 2 verse 6. Show y'all something real quick.
The book of 1 Samuel chapter 2 verse 6.
Go ahead.
The Most High killeth.
He does what?
The Most High killeth.
Go ahead.
And maketh alive.
Read.
He bringeth down to the grave.
Right.
And bringeth up.
Go ahead.
The Most High maketh poor.
He maketh what?
Maketh poor.
He maketh what?
Maketh poor.
So if you were made poor, that means you had something at one point. That means you weren't poor at one point. So what is alms designed to do? Well, the alms are supposed to be there that when you hit your poor estate, you can reap some of those alms. That's what alms was for.
Yeah.
That when you got poor, either in spirit or in carnality, there was something there that you can pull from and be restored. Again, it ain't just about finances. It's all things that are given. But when you were made poor, you were able to pull from those resources when the altar is fat. The altar was supposed to be fat. And you were supposed to be able to pull from that when you needed. Because you gave. He gave. You weren't looking at, well, he gave 300, so I'm only going to give 100. Because he gave 3. So your alms wasn't supposed to be dictated off the next man. Now you know why the law came in, why the Most High said just give 10% of like tights. He said just give 10%. Because you niggas are so covetous. Not y'all. But Israel is so covetous, you don't look, well, he only gave 2%. So I'm going to give 1.5. I'm going to just meet right under, but not above.
God.
Oh, damn, 2.5. Well, I'm going to give 2.5 and a third. Like, that's how Israel thinks. So he was like, nah, bro, 10%, man, across the top. You cats want to be covetous? Y'all want to not be spiritual and understand what it's for? Everybody 10% across the board. We're going to generalize this thing. Because Israel would try to escape with the bare minimum. The bare minimum giving, the bare minimum sacrifice, man. Who does that help at the end of the day? Well, better yet, who does it not benefit when you give the bare minimum sacrifice? You. Khan. You end up busting your own self in the face. Read where you at. Tobit 4:5. Tobit chapter 4 and verse 5. You end up shooting your own self in the foot, man. Cheddar Bob. Why? Because when it's time for you to pull from that resource, it ain't there. Oh, we ain't got that, brother. Nobody gave. We ain't got that. Nobody gave nothing.
You know, one thing to remember too. You know, when you go back to the story of Joseph in Egypt, you had the 7 years of plenteousness. You had the 7 years of famine. So one thing that we always got to keep in mind is that it's natural. It's natural for you to go through a time period where you're prospering. And you know what I'm saying? And so because it's natural for you to go through a time period where you're prospering, it's also natural for you to go through a time period where maybe you're not prospering.
Right. Oh, right.
And when I say that, I don't mean like just in funds, but you'll be not prospering in different things, not just funds.
Yeah, spiritually,
relationship wise,
yeah,
whatever. You're not in a prosperous state anymore, and it'll be nice, you know, if you laid up those treasures in heaven, not just the works, but through alms.
Right.
If you had those treasures laid up, then when you do go through those times where those ups and downs, when you're in that down, again, the down ain't just money. It could be anything. But when you laid up those treasures in heaven, you know, the Most High, he'll look at you like, oh man, you in this down, but I'll make it where you don't even feel like, where it doesn't even feel like you are in a down. And that's what happened with Joseph when Joseph was in Egypt. The plenteous years, he stored up so much that when it was a whole drought, Egypt not only had enough to be sufficient for Egypt, but for the nations that was around it.
The world.
So it was like the whole world. So it was like there was a drought, but it was like there wasn't even a drought. You know what I'm saying? It was like a famine in the land, but it was like there wasn't even a famine because somebody took the initiative.
They made the altar fat enough to where when there was a hard time, we can pull from that.
Con.
Yeah. Think about it. Does everybody go through Ecclesiasticus, the 2nd chapter?
Con.
Okay, I didn't hear enough cons. Does everybody go through Ecclesiasticus, the 2nd chapter?
Con.
Hell yeah, we all go through Ecclesiasticus, the 2nd chapter. And what is part of that? Be patient when you are brought to a low estate. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Don't try to act like it's not.
Yeah.
The Bible says it's going to happen. But part of that patience is what? Knowing that when I put in enough to be able to be helped in my time. Or did you?
Yeah.
Or did you? See, that's the scary part. Or did I understand what I was doing? Read, Tobit. 4 and 5, come on.
The book of Tobit, chapter 4, verse 5. My son, be mindful of the Most High, our power, all thy days.
Yeah, you better be mindful that the Most High can bring you low. That he's going to bring you low. So what are you doing in your time of abundance? See, Joseph could have been a damn idiot and was like, well, this is a time of abundance. Let's eat to our fill. But what was he doing? Where?
Tobit chapter 4, verse 5.
Tobit 4 and 5. But what did he do in the time of abundance? He was like, wait a minute. It's going to be a famine. Time of abundance, I'm glad you brought that out. Let's take from the abundance and put it in a storehouse for the time of need. And who did he end up saving? Most importantly, out of forget the damn Egyptians. Who did he save? His own family. Because he wasn't a damn moron. He saved. He stored up. And he saved his own family. How much more himself? Read.
And let not thy will be set to sin.
Right?
Or to transgress his commandments.
Right?
Do uprightly all thy life long.
Go ahead.
And follow not the ways of unrighteousness.
Go ahead.
For thou deal truly.
Man, this time is so stupid. It's flying by so fast. Read.
Thy doing shall prosperously succeed to thee.
Right? You see that? If you deal truly, he said what?
Thy doings shall prosperously succeed to thee.
He said if you deal truly, the things you do will be prosperous for you. Read on.
And to all them that live justly.
Right?
Give alms of thy substance.
He's telling you how to do it. He's telling you what to do. He's saying give alms of thy substance. Go ahead.
And when thou givest alms, let not thine eye be envious.
And he's telling you how to do it. It's not the fact that you just give. You got, man, listen, I've had conversations with brothers, they give alms, and they come back like, man, why did I give that? I could have kept that for myself and for my house. Well, you might as well just take it back.
Yeah.
Here you go. Because the Most High is not going to have respect to that.
Or you do a service to a brother or a sister, and because you did that service, maybe you had to use your vehicle, and they messed your vehicle up, and then you're like, damn, why did I do that?
Yeah.
So then you start looking at and speaking for them.
That's happened to all of us.
God.
Right? You do something good for somebody, think about it. How many of y'all did something good for somebody, gave somebody a ride, and then on the way home you get pulled over by a cop? Like, damn, man, if I would have left the house.
Oh, that happened. Me and
With
the
the Bible.
Yeah.
But see, there's a reasoning behind that.
I got one on the alms part. You been giving alms. I gave a sister a ride home. Stopped at the store, grabbed a scratch off for $2 and won $300.
See? Because he wasn't giving nobody a ride. Because that's an alm. Hey, you need a ride? We practice that faithfully. Go ahead.
Neither turn thy face from any poor.
Go ahead.
And the face of the Most High shall not be turned away from thee.
Now, if y'all don't understand, we're all poor. Ain't nobody up in here balling. Sorry. We all trying to make it and trying to get by and, what do they say, robbing Peter to pay Paul? Living, I don't know if you want to call it paycheck to paycheck, because you know what it is? It's living off of faith. We're living by faith. We don't even know when the next paycheck is coming or if it's coming.
Yeah, we won't get paychecks like that.
Yeah. We living in a way where it'll blow the minds of some, but guess what? We ain't lost. Why? Because we're ready to give up already. We're ready to lose. Go ahead, read.
Verse 8. If thou hast abundance, give alms accordingly.
Go ahead.
If thou have but a little,
Right.
be not afraid to give according to that little.
Right. So see, you can't get out of giving. You can't get out of I only got a little bit. Well, you better give according to that little.
Right.
That's what the scriptures say, man. So what is it? You can't disqualify yourself all of a sudden. Well, I only got $2. Well, 50 cents will suffice. Because we don't want to leave nobody out there. Right? It's crazy. Even when brothers and sisters do give, we're like, hold up, are you sure? Because we don't want you to be left out there. How many times we have to come to brothers like, hold up, wait a minute. Is your house taken care of? You paid your rent, you paid this, you paid that, because they want to give. And it's like, hold on, did you take care of what you got to take care of? You sure? Why? Because we don't want this, when I gave, and then now, y'all supposed to give back. Because I'll be real honest with y'all. There's many of brothers and sisters that have given that right now we're in the situation that if they needed something, we couldn't even give it because we ain't got it. A brother, you was dealing with a brother today, right?
Yeah.
And he wasn't purposefully coming to you to ask for something,
Right.
but he mentioned that he was in need. He took it upon himself. He had it, so he gave it to he lent it to him, right? But if you would have came to the school itself, you'd be like, well, we ain't got it. There's nothing to pull from. There's nothing to pull from. There's nothing to pull from. There's no abundance because all the things are stacking up against us. You see that? But he had it, so he gave it, which was the right thing to do. Read on.
Verse 9. For thou layest up a good treasure for thyself against the day of necessity.
See, you're laying up the treasure for yourself. But where is that treasure at? Is it rested in your goods? Well, we're gonna find out as we move on. Read.
Because that alms do deliver from death.
Go ahead.
And suffer not to come into darkness.
See, the alms deliver you from death, and it suffers you not to come into them dark times. It's one thing to go through trials and tribulations, but when it gets dark, when it's bleak, you're like, damn, I don't know how I'm gonna get out of this. Alms is the light at the end of the tunnel where, man, I did good deeds. I gave. So the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your labor and love that you do in His name. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. Read on.
For alms is a good gift unto all that give it in the sight of the Most High.
Go ahead.
Beware of all whoredom.
What verse are you at?
Verse 12.
Ecclesiasticus 29 and verse 11.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 29 verse 11.
Go ahead.
Lay up thy treasures according to the commandments of the Most High.
The commandment says to not store your treasures under a stone where they rust. The commandment says to open your hand wide to your brother. If I open my hand wide, what does that mean? If my hands are like this and somebody needs something, what does that mean?
Take what you want.
They can take what they want. We've been taught beggars can't be choosers. They can take what they want. That's how it's supposed to be.
Okay.
But also, if you got your hands are open wide, they can take, and also something can be placed right back in your
I
hands.
got a hole in my sweater. That's terrible.
It goes both ways.
Yeah. Go ahead, read on. Man, look at that. Time for a nap.
And it shall bring thee more profit than gold.
You see that? Read on.
Shut up alms as storehouses.
In thy storehouses. Go ahead.
And it shall deliver thee from all affliction.
I mean, think about it. Think about it. And I said this a couple of weeks ago. A lot of brothers and sisters call us at many of the different times of the day. Right? You call, something's going on, it can't wait, you got to talk now, and you have access. You call 7 in the morning, 5 in the morning, 6, not that early sometimes, but you call, and if we ain't asleep, you got us. If I ain't asleep, I'm answering my phone. It ain't like, oh man, no, can't talk to this guy.
Like you screen your phone calls?
Yeah, I'm not screening my phone calls, right? Especially if I got the number programmed, I know who it is. I'm like, oh, that's the brother from Philly, or that's this brother from over here, or this is. And I'm like, hey, Shalom, what's going on? And you have the access to us, right? Now, I want each and every individual that called in a moment of need, meaning you needed something spiritual. You needed to be put in assurance of something, and you needed that happen right now. You couldn't call mama. She was going to tell you wrong. You couldn't call nobody but a brother that was in the wisdom, the priest. Imagine if you called and then we hit you back with, Shalom, I'm at work right now. I hit you when I get off. Right? Just imagine that if that was our response.
Yeah, that'll suck.
Wouldn't it be hard to get things accomplished? If our response was, hey, I'm at work right now, sorry, hit you back later. Now, you know why I'm using that scenario? Because think about a person that has to go to a 9 to 5. Think about yourself, the ones that go to 9 to 5s or 10 to 8s or whatever it is. Think about how tired you are after you get off your job. You ain't even trying to deal with the people in your house. Why? Because you want to decompress. You want to take a shower. You want to ease your mind because you had the workload of that workload. So imagine if we had to take on that type of workload and then have to take on this workload. Where would the things that you need spiritually come from? I'll let you wrestle with that thought. Read on.
Verse 13. It shall fight for thee against thy enemies.
Come on.
Better than a mighty shield and strong spear.
He said even your alms is going to fight against your enemies. That's cold as hell, man. The things you do for your brothers, for the nation, that's going to fight for you. Remember Tobit's wife. Where are thine alms and good deeds? Why? Because those things get stored up with the Most High. He keeps them in remembrance. From there, Tobit 12 and 8. Tobit chapter 12 and verse 8. I'm going to run through these real quick.
The
Because y'all
book
heard
of Tobit.
Right?
Chapter 12, verse 8.
Come on.
Prayer is good with fasting and alms.
Read.
And righteousness.
So it ain't just about you giving and giving and giving. You got to pray to the Most High to bless what you gave and that he sees what you're giving. Pray to him that, man, make sure that I don't go into the envious eye. Pray to the Most High that when I give, I'm doing it from a whole heart and not doing it maliciously. That's what you got to be praying for, man. Go ahead.
A little with righteousness is better than much with unrighteousness.
Yeah, it don't matter how much you give. If it's done with a little bit of unrighteousness, you might as well wipe that out of there. You might as well, but he said a little with unrighteousness is better than a lot. Meaning what? Meaning what? We ain't taking drug money. We ain't taking drug alms. We ain't taking the hire of a whore, of a harlot. I'll give you a perfect example. I remember one feast day, man, we had a feast day coming up. And we do what we do. We ask everybody if you can give towards the feast, go ahead and put in. And I'm not going to name no names, but the sister, she put the money in. And then, for some reason, the Spirit broke it open. That sister was, and this was years ago, that sister was committing adultery. We suspended her from the school. We suspended the brother from the school. And what do? We handed her back her money. How much money did you give towards the feast, sis? And guess what? It hurt. It hurt because we needed the money for the feast. We was actually short. But everybody ate, everybody was fine. But just, again, to show you our character, we could have been like, man, let's keep that, though. We need that. We gave her the money back. She was like, no, but keep the money. We were like, sis, the scriptures say we can't take this gain.
Been like the accursed thing.
We can't take the accursed thing. We can't take this money from you knowing that you running around committing adultery and then take your money and put it towards the Most High's feast. What the hell? We gave her the money back, bro. As much as we needed it, we gave her the money back. Again, a little insight into our character. What are we pleasing? Ourselves? Or are we trying to please the Most High? Who sees it? The Most High sees it. We didn't give a damn how she felt about taking that money back. Biblically, we could not keep that money knowing what she was on. So we did what the Bible said. Read on.
It is better to give alms than to lay up gold. For alms doth deliver from death,
right?
And shall purge away all sin.
Read.
Those that exercise alms and righteousness shall be filled with life.
Come on, read on.
But they that sin are enemies to their own life.
Right, and a lot of us are our own death. A lot of us are our own destruction. Ecclesiasticus chapter 3, verse 30. And you can cover up some of that destruction by doing the right things towards your nation.
God.
Stop sitting on top of what you got, thinking that I got my little nest egg or a rainy day. No, the rainy day is going to come and rust up what you're trying to sit on. That's what the rainy day is going to do. Go ahead, read.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 3, verse 30.
Go ahead.
Water will quench a flaming fire.
Go ahead.
And alms maketh an atonement for sins.
I mean, do I need to even talk about it? Read on.
And he that requiteth good turns is mindful of that which may come hereafter.
See, a person that's looking for good, he's mindful. A person that does, he's mindful of what's going on. Well, and what does it mean? Well, be not deceived. The Most High is not mocked. What a man reap, he shall also sow. What a man sow, he shall also reap. Excuse me. So what you put in is what you're going to get out. You're understanding that I can't sow nothing and expect something. What the? You can't not put in, but just want to take. Right? Read on.
And when he falleth,
Uh-huh.
he shall find a stay.
He shall find a what?
Stay.
He shall find help when he falls. When you go through your Ecclesiasticus 2 battle and you need carnally or you need spiritually, something's going to be there to get you going. Something is going to be there to get you going. But again, how much have I invested? How much have I put in? How much have I given according to my substance of what I have, whether it be a lot or a little? No one can escape. No one can escape giving, man. That's what the Bible is telling us. He said, give accordingly. So from there, I'm going to show you why we dance around this topic and why we always push it to the side. Because we took the same mind that Paul took. Paul said, should I come to you with the rod or as a brother and in meekness? And you know what Paul did? He came in meekness. He came in meekness knowing what? Knowing the minds of the people and not wanting to take away from the glory of the Most High. That's what man wants to do. Man wants to say that I helped you come up.
Yeah.
Man wants, men that are not in the right mind, they want to sit there and take the glory.
Come.
They want to be glorified as your come up. So what did Paul do? I ain't gonna let none of y'all take away the glory of the Most High for your own glory and your own will.
Smart.
Let's read Ecclesiasticus 29 and verse 7 real quick. See, Paul understood the minds of the people, man. But he also understood the situations that they were in. Because when we do ask for alms and we do ask for offering to help the school, we understand that, listen, everybody's going through the same thing right now. Everybody's in pandemic. Everybody's in America. Everybody's in slavery. But we do understand this, that some of us are in positions to do more than what they're doing. Some of us are in positions to help in the ways that we need. And to the ones that are already helping out, you're helping out, man. If it don't apply, let it fly. If you feel like you're giving substantial enough to your situation, we can't judge that. All we can do is save the water. But there's some that won't give nothing at all. At all. And it's like, come on now. You taking something. Read.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 29 verse 7.
Come on.
Many therefore have refused to lend for other men's ill dealings.
Well, yeah, the ill dealings came because you dealt with ungodly men and ungodly women. You dealt with the world. You let the world abuse the good in you to do good. They abused that out of you. They sucked you dry. Right? And we get it. You've been sucked dry from the world. You've been used, mistreated. You've been abused. You've been mishandled. But there was something that you agreed in. You agreed that you were getting the right knowledge to build that out of you. You agreed that you were being replenished through the Spirit. You agreed in that. You know why? I'm going to take it right back to Thessalonians. You decided to follow. And what man in his right mind, what woman in their right spirit is going to follow evil? Unless you're in your right spirit. Unless we're off and you ain't in the right spirit. You see how we can't escape? There's no escaping this, man. There's no escaping this. Yes, you've been hurt, misused, and abused. But how long have you not been misused? Well, the whole time you've been here. The whole time you've been here, you've been able to prove that, wait a minute, they ain't about using us and abusing us. The whole time. They just like us, man, struggling, trying to make it, trying to do the right thing according to the will of the Most High, trying to get out to the areas where brothers and sisters need us. We were supposed to be in Rochester. We were supposed to be in Rochester because I was supposed to go away. What day? The 1st, which is Saturday. We can't go. We can't go because we don't have the funds to go. Yes, brothers and sisters gave. But if I tell you the price of the Airbnb just to be there, it's going to blow your mind. And it's not because we wanted to get the most expensive Airbnb. We got what was available. And to not put all the burden on the brothers out there, because they gave towards it too. We still didn't make up with enough to give. Because then we had to make a decision. Wait a minute. Do we let the lights shut off in Houston? Do we let the lights shut off in Virginia? Or do we take a trip to Rochester? That's the dilemma that we're in. Do we not pay the school rents? Or do we go to Rochester? That's the dilemma that we're still in. Well, we can't let the school not get paid. So what do? What did we as brothers do? We took it up on ourselves and paid the school rent. Right? We paid it. But then still, there's other things that got to be taken care of. Right? Because no matter what, that's our job. We understand the weight of that burden. Where you at?
Verse 7.
Right.
Precept.
Read on.
Fearing to be defrauded.
But if you check the characters, then there shouldn't be that fear anymore. That fear should be gone.
Yep.
The scriptures say, forgive thy neighbor the hurt that he's done unto thee. You're supposed to forgive all that old stuff because you stepped into the light. You stepped into the wisdom. You found your calling. Khan? You agreed in that when you followed. This is what you told the Spirit, not us. So let's go from there. 2 Corinthians 11 and verse 9. And let me say this, man. I got to say this also. I'm not telling y'all all the things that we have to do so that we can glory. I'm not telling y'all all the things that we have to do so that we can take glory in it. Actually, y'all should be looking back and saying, dang, they got to teach. They got to counsel. They got to sacrifice. They got to be the ones to go to these places with brothers and sisters to help out. They got to give up their families. They got to give up their lives. And then they got to still come up financially for the altar. Think about it. Let's go all the way back to the Levites. How did they build the temple? What Levite put in? Or was it not the people outside the tribe of Levi that came and brought stuff for the altar? Would it make sense that the Levites had to provide the sacrifice to sacrifice for the people?
No.
Would it make sense?
No.
Like, oh, I need to atone for my sins, brother, but I ain't got no lamb. Well, I guess we got to get one of ours.
That's almost like...
I guess I got to take this brother's lamb over here to sacrifice for you. No, you're supposed to bring your own damn lamb. You're supposed to bring your sacrifice. When did the priest have to provide the sacrifice? I want to know when. I want to know when. Well, we show our sacrifice. We show our dedication. We show our consistency, right? I mean, listen, if I'm just blowing smoke, say so. If I'm just blowing smoke up somebody's rear end right now, let me know. I'll turn it off. But do we not show our dedication, our sacrifice, our consistency? It's easy to not be here, man. It's so easy for me to sit at home with my family and watch, what I started watching? Power. I just got into Power. It's a good show. I didn't realize I was like, damn, Power. Okay, I like it. 7 years later.
Ghost.
I'm like, damn, Ghost, he got some hard problems to deal with, man. He's trying to do good, and the world is pulled. But, bro, it's nothing for me to just sit at home and watch Power, Hulu, Netflix, Amazon. It's nothing.
Yep.
Game of Thrones and all that. It's nothing. It's nothing for me to do that and play preacher and not have no type of works and sacrifice. It's easy. But it's also easier for me to do my damn job, right? Because that's what I love. It's actually hard to sit on that couch and be a bum. It's hard because then you start to be like, man, I'm relaxing too much. You watch 2 episodes of a show and all of a sudden you deem yourself wicked because you know damn well you're supposed to be studying. That 2 hours could have went to putting together your class or studying.
That's so true.
You see what I'm saying? But I'm saying these things because I want brothers and sisters to understand what we go through and what we have to do. Just like the priests back in Moses' time, man, they weren't required to sacrifice and to bring the sacrifice. So I know what help, what part were the people that followed Moses going to play outside of the priests? Well, if you wanted to be atoned for, if you wanted to show your dedication, you were supposed to bring yourself and the things that were needed to show your dedication. I mean, does that make sense? Let's go to 2 Corinthians 11 and verse 7. Read that.
2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 7.
Go ahead.
Have I committed an offense in abasing myself,
Right?
that ye might be exalted?
I mean, why should anybody be offended at that? That we lower ourselves to push others up. That he gave up his whole life. He gave up his life. He gave up his life. That y'all are moving to the point that you're seeing, man, the world is crap. There's nothing out there for me.
Nothing.
Why should we be offended at that? That's what Paul is saying. Like, did I offend you by dedicating my life? Why are you looking at it as such a negative? You see what we're doing, add to it. Instead of complaining, well, see, I'm jealous over this cat because he dedicated his life. Like, what the hell? How you going to be jealous over the next man because he dedicated his life to the Most High? Because he did the thing that you didn't have the balls to do. Pardon my language. How can you be offended over that, man? You were supposed to, like the Bible say, covet the best gifts. Wait a minute. Well, I'm not an apostle yet. I'm trying to get there. Well, how did you get there, brother? How did you build a faith to dedicate?
To give all.
To give all. And not look back and not, when you gave your alms, look at it with an evil eye. When you gave yourself, oh, these brothers are going to, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. I don't know about them yet. But you've been riding. Years. Year and a half, 2 years, 3 years. You've been riding. Arm in arm with brothers. You're supposed to know them that labor amongst you. You're supposed to examine our character to see and then make a judgment. I get it, man. If we was doing some underhanded sneaking hoes in the back door of the temple and peeling out every minute to hit the club, and you called us and we was waking up in drunken stupors. When's the last time anybody ever called me and I was faded? Like, oh, brother, I got to sober up real quick before I get in that book. When's the last time any one of y'all called me and you heard stripper music in the background? Or it was just some underhanded situation, or any one of these brothers, man, or Kazakia. Come on now. Again, check the character. When's the last time you seen our names in the paper? Something shady going on at ISBHPK, those Israelites over there. Ain't it easy to blame us for everything? But what do we make sure we do? For our sakes and for yours, we stay out of that drama. My little brother hit me up today, man. What you up to? Like, bro, taking it day by day and staying out the way. He was like, yeah, I feel that. Bro, we staying out the way. We doing our business, keep putting our heads down, doing our work.
That's right.
Living the boring life.
God.
Being boring as hell, right? My rib hit me with that the other day, like, you're boring. Con! I'm safe. I'm safe, sis. You damn right I'm boring. You don't want the interesting guy.
Because you know what boring means? Boring means safe, stable.
Con!
Stable.
You don't want the most interesting man in the world.
Stable.
You don't want the Dos Equis guy. You don't want him. The Dos Equis man, the most interesting man in the world. You don't want him. Because he was into everything. He was a man of the world. You damn right I'm boring. I'm safe and stable.
At least you know what you're getting.
At least you know what you're getting, man. You ain't gonna get no perverse phone. Oh, he's locked up. He's this. He's that. Where is he at?
No surprises.
No surprises. It's who he with. It's cut and dry. Home and class. Home class. I'll be boring. But like you said, you know what you're getting. You know the standard and the level. I had to put my rib on blast on that one. I told her I was going to do a class on it, but I said I can't do it. Read on.
Because I have preached to you the gospel of the Most High freely.
Yeah, like, what y'all want us to do, charge? What if we said, okay, for y'all to access the online, we need $30. You wouldn't be here, right? I mean $30 a class.
Per class.
Yeah. 30, 60, 90, 120 a week.
That's kind of like what we gave during church.
Think about it. That's 120 a week just for class, right? Like we need to charge y'all for class for us to live. That's 120 a class. You know the brother, the brother in Canada. You know what was crazy when we told him like, yeah, we do the Hebrew Academy, we do this. He was like, y'all should be charging for this, because he seen the value in what we do. He's like, wait a minute, y'all giving up all this time, all this knowledge, and y'all ain't charging? Nah, the Bible says freely give, freely receive, freely give.
Yeah.
But what we got to start doing? Charging for classes? I mean, the level of knowledge that y'all get alone. I can charge $5,000, $6,000, $1,000 for a Revelations breakdown. We haven't even given y'all Revelations. We start getting up in there and whipping your head apart. Think about the Genesis that y'all got just on the Sabbath. And that was the light version. We didn't give you the annotated version. We gave you Genesis chapter 1, 2, and 3 light.
Abridged.
Abridged. We didn't give you annotated. He was like, listen, did I abase myself? Are you offended because I'm not charging you? Whoa, hold up. So we got to start charging now, right? Imagine if we did that here, VA, San Antonio. $30 a class. Man, we had one viewer every other week. Because Israel don't want to pay for nothing. But we ain't going to do that. Why? Because how would it affect you? Again, look at the character. We'll take on the burden. Read on.
Verse 8. I robbed other churches.
Right?
Taking wages of them to do youth service.
And this is what we got to understand. This is what we're about. We're taking to do the service that the Most High called us for. So we'll take funds from brothers that's helping out in Houston to make sure that VA is taken care of, and vice versa. And if San Antonio need help, same damn thing. Why? Because it's all one pot. It's all one spirit. But what is it supposed to help? It's supposed to help you all, man. Think about it. Internet ain't free. AC ain't free. It's been off the last couple of days. It's cold as hell out here. But then there go the heat go on. That costs. And we try to do, you know how much money we've taken out of our own pockets to try to make sure that the things like the insulation in the ceiling, nobody paid for that. We asked for it. We got a little bit for it, but we took it upon ourselves. And when the AC breaks, yeah, we asked for it, but the majority of it come from us. Why? Because we don't want y'all up in here just sweating and dying. Because that's one more excuse for you not to be here. See that? That's one more. Oh, it's too hot up in there. And you're right, it is. When it gets 90 degrees in here and the babies are dying of sweat, dying of heat rash, heat waves, we got to be conscious of that. Wait a minute. We got to make sure this thing is functional for everyone's comfortability. Read.
That's true.
And when I was present with you,
right,
and wanted,
right,
I was chargeable to no man.
Listen, the only ones that's going to know when I need something is these men. Kazakia. Y'all will never hear, man, my gas tank's on E. I need gas money. I'm going to the ones that I know they ain't going to be looking at me like, why the hell you ain't got no gas money? That understand what I'm going through. Read.
For that which was lacking to me, the brethren which came from Macedonia supplied, and in all things I have kept myself from my burdensome unto you.
From being burdensome unto you. So what do we do for ourselves? Well, we create businesses. But not just for ourselves. You know how many brothers were like, listen, unify, come into the business. Oh my gosh. Unify, come into the business.
Yeah.
How are y'all brothers making it? How are y'all doing it? Well, first of all, it's the Most High. Second of all, it's unity. It's sacrifice. It's agreeing in one spirit that when something needs to happen, it's going to happen. You know how many times we've heard? Because we got our own business. And that helps to pay our bills somewhat. Right? But how many times, hey, we can't take pay? We can't get paid because what? We got to make sure that the school got rent.
Yes, sir.
We got to make sure that the lights is on. We got to make sure this. We got to make sure that. So there we go again, suffering the blow. Why? So y'all, brothers and sisters, can have. Read.
And so will I keep myself
Go ahead.
as the truth of your house.
Go to Romans 15:26. I'm going to get through these we almost done. But I told you I was going to go over. I got to go over on this one because this got to all come out. First Romans 15:26. So he was hitting the Corinthians. He was hitting the people in Corinth because he was putting them in the mind that, wait a minute, I know what y'all been through. Y'all was giving all these damn synagogues and they was raping y'all. So I'm not going to come back on the back end, even though I'm trying to do good, and ask y'all for nothing because your mind ain't right. Your mind ain't right towards what we doing. Check yourselves, man. If your mind ain't right towards what we doing and you've been sitting online watching us 6, 7, 8, 12 months, 2 years, 5 years, 8 years, sat around with us on feast days, see how we operate, you better check yourself. You better check yourself and understand the character of who's in front, who you're dealing with. And it's not because we want to be good characters. And understand what I say about that. It's because we're trying to move in the spirit and we know what the spirit requires from us. That's what it's about. When you were in the world, you don't want to be the First Timothy's guy. But when you get into the spirit, you're like, no, this is necessary for me and for the ones around me. The great crowd of witness, right? So we understand the necessity of trying to keep a good character. It takes away from all the evil suspicion that brothers and sisters already are going to have about you. It takes away from all the evil outlook that's already the misconceptions that's going to come. What's the point of us adding to your misconceptions? We'll never get nothing done, right? So we try to be as clean as possible to take away from the misconception. But again, are you looking at the character? Are you looking at the way we do things? Are you listening to the words that are coming out of our mouth? I can understand if we was calling ourselves the comforter. I can understand if we were sitting around talking about we're the spirit. Like we are the spirit, we're the home. Nah, the 144,000, that's going to come from us. This school alone. You have to look at that and be like, well, damn, bro, we're going to be here for another couple of thousand years if that's the case. At the rate that we're going. 144, we could barely get 12 solid men.
How many viewers we got?
We could barely, we could barely get brothers and sisters to dedicate for more than 3 months before their trial hits them and wipes them out. So if the 144,000 is coming from us, man, we got a long road ahead. I can understand if we was coming with that nonsense. Your bank account is my bank account. Big bank adds to little bank.
Big bank adds a little bank.
And our bank is our bank. It's our bank now. Hey, what's that account number and PIN number? Go ahead and get a card with my name on it.
Put me as a cosign.
Put me as a cosign, yeah, on your bank card, as a co-banker. I could understand if we were doing that. Like, hey, let's walk into this dealership. I need that. We're not doing that. We're not doing what the churches are doing to you subliminally. Because that's what they're doing to you subliminally.
God.
They're walking you into the dealership without walking you into the dealership. Right? They're walking you in without literally walking you in. Because everything you're giving to these institutions is doing what? Pastor getting fat. Yeah, the building is nice. The building is beautiful.
Sure, you said it might be nice too.
Yeah, but you mean to tell me they double dip off of you and the government?
That's true.
Oh yeah. I mean, what y'all thought, that all TD Jake's money was just from his parishioners? The government is padding them stats. We don't get that. We don't get the government help. We don't even get the government cheese up in here. They ain't giving us nothing. It's all dependent on each other. And what we want to give. Go ahead, read.
Romans chapter 15, verse 26.
Go ahead.
For it hath pleased them of Macedonia and Achaia to make a certain contribution for the poor saints which are at Jerusalem.
Listen, Paul was the poor saints. Paul said, when I had anything of need, the brethren in Macedonia and Achaia took care of it. He knew who to go to. He knew he was going to be able to go to the ones that understood what he was doing. Paul was a traveling man, right? He moved from this city to this city, setting up churches. What man go to war? And what king builded a kingdom off his own funds? Paul didn't have it to go build 7 churches. And if he did, he still needed things outside of that. What about his daily living? What about his everyday clothing and food? See, people don't consider that, man. Take away the cars and all that stuff, people still got to eat. But this is the thing. Was it really about putting the burden on any one person? Of course not. Or any side of the table. The burden shouldn't be on y'all, but it shouldn't be on us. Why? Why? Was the burden on the ones in Macedonia and Achaia?
Wow.
No, it wasn't on them. It was an equal burden. They just understood that what they were given was needful for what Paul was giving. In order for Paul to give what he had to give, they had to give what they had to give, and it meshed. Just like this. Read.
It hath pleased them verily.
Wait, what?
It hath pleased
No,
them.
it grieved them?
It hath pleased
They
them.
were pissed off because, man, why they got to do it?
It hath pleased them.
Go ahead.
Verily.
Read.
And their debtors they are.
He said it pleased them to give, to take care of his need. It said they felt like they were in debt to Paul and to the poor. Read.
For
This is cold, man. Read on.
if the Gentiles have been made partakers of their spiritual things,
Go ahead.
their duty is also to minister unto them in carnal things.
Man, I mean, 1 Corinthians 9 and verse 7. He said it was their duty.
1 Corinthians.
They couldn't dictate how they were going to help. They couldn't say, oh, well, we only want to help in this capacity. Well, we sow unto you spiritual. I'm going to show you. Watch. Listen to the words that Paul uses. Read.
1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 7.
Right?
Who goeth in warfare anytime at his own charges.
Who goes to war at his own charges? When the government of America goes to war, guess who they taking that out of? The taxpayers. You think Trump is like, oh, let me break off a piece? You think Obama was breaking off a piece of his book money to go to war? Or Bush was breaking off some of his oil money to go to Iraq and Saudi Arabia and Desert Storm? Hell nah. They were tapping into you, taxpayer. And guess what you did? Let me work harder to pay more taxes. We got to go to war. We got a war to win. What about this war? What about the war of winning souls? What about that war? I mean, I get it. Teach the word, freely give, freely receive. But what happens when you got to go to somewhere other than ISBHBK Houston? But now you got to go to Rochester because they need the living, walking example. They got to see our charity. They got to see our dedication. They got to see our love firsthand. When we went to Trinidad, that cost money. I don't even think we was asking for money for Trinidad. You know why? We had it. The businesses was doing good. We weren't asking nobody for nothing because the business was doing it. But see, now we're being put in a position. I love it. The Most High is working on 2 things. He's working on our humility to have to ask because we hate to ask. But he's working on your charity to have to give. And your faith. And your belief. That's what he's working on. We hate to ask, man. Anything. We hate it. Why? Because we know how tight our people get behind it. And the mistrust and the misuse. And we don't want to add to those misconceptions. Read.
Who planteth a vineyard,
Right?
and eateth not of the fruit thereof.
I mean, would any one of y'all just go plant something and not expect to grab an orange, an apple, something? Like, man, let me get one, like a grape. Let me get one cluster. Let me touch that. Let me see the fruits of my labor. Come on. Right? Like, does it make sense? Read.
Or who feedeth a flock, and eateth not of the milk of the flock?
Read.
Say I these things as a man,
Right?
or saith not the law the same also?
Listen, are we making it up? Like, is there something that we want, or does the law say it?
Law.
Well, let's see what the law says one more time. Read.
For it is written in the law of Moses,
Yes, it is. Read.
thou shalt not muzzle the mouth of the ox that treadeth out the corn.
Come on, read.
Doth the Most High take care for oxen?
Does the Most High care about the ox, or was it about the principle? The ox is working. He's doing his job. Let him lick up the dust of the damn wheat, man. Whatever he's trampling out, that you ain't being able to gather, let him lick that up. Go ahead.
Or saith he it's altogether for our sakes?
Go ahead.
For our sakes, no doubt.
Yeah, it's for our sakes, no doubt. Why? Because everyone is giving at a level, and everybody should be able to take at a certain level. Go ahead.
This is written,
Right, read.
that he that ploweth should plow in hope.
What is the hope? That when I plow, I'm going to be able to reap the benefits of what I'm plowing. I'm going to be able to use what I pulled up.
Yeah.
I'm plowing, I'm sowing seed of wheat. I harvest. I'm hoping I can go bake me a bread after this. Right?
God.
Not that nothing comes from it. What's the point? What's the point of plowing and sowing if you ain't going to get nothing out of it? That's the hope, but it's not always the guarantee. Read.
And that he that thresheth in hope should be partaker of his hope.
Read on.
If we have sown unto you spiritual things,
See how he used that word sown? You see how he used that word sown? If we have sown or planted the Spirit, and you believe that it was the Spirit, I'm going to show y'all. How did you believe it was the Spirit? Read.
is it a great thing if we shall reap?
Wait. You can't reap if something wasn't grown. Something was there for us to say, they believe.
God.
She believes. Why? Why did there have to be a spiritual sowing, carnal reaping? Well, because there was helps, right? And the helps, they were there to back up whatever was going on, or they should have been. Every man wasn't going to get to the level of now I'm on the spiritual side. Not that we don't want every man or woman to be on that side. We want everyone to say, man, I want to be a teacher. I want to be a priest. I'm ready to give up all. That's what we want. But we understand that that's not going to be the case. Read on.
Is it a great thing if we shall reap your carnal
He
things?
said, you know what he's asking? Is it that big of a deal?
Yeah.
Is it that big of a deal when, I'm going to go back to the same instance, when you need counsel and we can pick up the phone at any time of the day, other than when we're sleeping, we picking up the phone on the damn toilet. Other than when we're sleeping, we're picking up the phone and dealing with situations and issues and counseling and giving advice. Now, I'm not saying that you're paying for our counsel. You're paying for our teaching. I'm not saying that. But is it a big thing when we say, hey, we need help in this area? Because the help ain't to help me or him or us in our own personal life. I'll let my personal life waste away before I take from y'all to help my personal. That's proven. We've all proven that to one another.
Yeah.
But you know what the one thing is? I know where y'all get thrown off at a little bit. Where we sit here and we talk about sacrifice, we talk about dedication, we talk about consistency, and y'all really haven't seen us lose nothing. I know. I know that's what y'all are looking for. Like, what are they losing? Some of y'all haven't been around long enough to see the loss. Some of y'all haven't seen brothers lose kids, ribs,
Vehicles.
same car 3 times in a row, 5 times. Like, brothers go through cars, like, and I'm talking about like losing cars because they can't pay for them. And then somehow the Most High is like, here's another car because you didn't give a damn. Here's another house, moving from one nice house to one not so nice house, but then the next year right back to a nice house. But then the next year, well, gotta go back to a not so nice house, not so nice area. Y'all haven't really seen that, but that don't mean it don't happen. You know what you gotta look at? It goes right back to what is the ultimate give up? Well, the ultimate give up or sacrifice is that we're not doing our own thing.
Yeah.
That's what it boils down to. The ultimate give up, the ultimate tell is that y'all see our unification in no matter what happens. Where in the middle of a pandemic, we'll pack up 5 cars with 30 people to go celebrate a feast. And the one worry is, damn, how are we going to feed everybody? And in the midst of doing it, every night we had more food than you could count. That was the one thing. Me and Kazak's on the phone like, bro, how we going to feed all these people? We ain't got the dough. And then it's like, wait a minute. We got food the next day, and from the next day, and from the next day, and from the next day. Like, whoa, hold up, we got to stop buying food. Just to show y'all, like, the Most High, what did he look at? That we didn't have it? Or the fact that we said, you know what, screw it, we ain't got it, but we going to make the effort. We're going to unify together in the midst of not having it and not having it guaranteed. And what happened? He turned 5 loaves into 1,000, man.
God.
Bro, there was so much food at the last feast, it blew my mind. And the last thing I said to Kazakia, the last thing we talked about was, man, how are we going to feed all these people? We ain't got it. And this brother brought down food from this. This person came with this. This person put money in. This person put money in. And it's like, whoa. It's the Most High. Read on.
If others be partakers of this power over you.
And that's what's been happening, man. You letting other people take power over you. It's a power. The scriptures say, give to the godly, help not the sinner, or else he will overmaster you. That's what's happened to our people. You've been overmastered, and it's skewed the good in you, or the will to do good in you. Now it's so hard. They've used the power against you. They've abused you with this power. But we're not here to abuse you, man. We're just here to keep growing, keep building. So when we do ask, remember, what is the asking for? Read.
Are not we rather? Nevertheless, we have not used this power, but suffer all things.
Yeah, and you'll never know that we suffering. Because we don't talk about it. You'll never know the things that we need. Because we don't talk about it, man. We just talk about what the school needs. Read.
Lest we should hinder the gospel of Yahushua.
Yeah, man. We ain't going to take away from the Most High's glory. Go ahead.
Do you not know that they which minister about holy things live of the things of the temple?
See how he's asking the question there? Like, y'all didn't know this? Y'all didn't know that the priests lived off the temple? Meaning what? Meaning what? If you brought something into the temple and there was something that the priests need, they was able to go and take from that. Right? Yeah. But not just the priests. Anybody that needed. It wasn't just for the priests. It was anyone that needed. So if we have a hurricane, I remember when Hurricane Harvey hit or was about to hit. You know what we did? We shot everybody to the school and we were like, take everything out the school that y'all need. And guess what we was I'll give you another one. When the pandemic hit and everybody was crying about toilet paper, I ain't got no wipe. You know what we was able to go do? Run up right up in the school.
Yep.
And just take what you need. Don't take too much. Just take a roll or two. Come back, make sure that there's something for everybody, and let it work itself out. It was there for the school, but it was there for the school. It wasn't like I was like, nah, Akim, that's my TP. That's my toilet paper. Y'all gotta fend for yourselves. It's like, nah, y'all want water? We got so much water back there. Right? And if it's a hurricane tomorrow, what it would be? Hey, y'all come get some water.
Done.
Right? Brother dropped off water. Brother stay bringing water. Because guess what? If I need it, I'm gonna come back here and grab it. Y'all tripping. If I need it, it's there. I'm taking it. Why? Because I'm doing my job. I'm doing my job, but the scriptures is telling you, listen, if we wanted to take from what y'all give, best believe it's in our power. The amount of alms, like if y'all give alms and this and that and that, what? You mean to tell me that I wouldn't be able to take $15 for some gas to be able to get back and forth here? You need me here, right? You need somebody to teach class, right? So would I be wrong to take gas money out of what y'all give?
Nah.
But we don't do it. We don't do it. We don't do it. Why? Because we don't want nothing to be said like, oh, y'all are using us as a stepping stool to come up. Because then, now you can say, well, oh, you got that new garment. See? He was taking money for his garment. Oh, you got a new pair of shoes. He took money for his shoes. See? He's driving that car because he's taking money. You do it in one avenue, then people start to look at you in other avenues. We do it as an example to show y'all, man, that we don't want to do what's already been done. And we'll take on the burden and the sacrifice and the losing and the pain and all that suffering. We'll do it. Approving ourselves as ministers through much affliction, through much necessity. We'll do it. But you best believe if I need some water for my house, I'm going to walk up in here and take this damn water. If I need food for my house, I'm going to walk up in here and take whatever's in that fridge. But guess what? If y'all need water, you can, we need water. Go grab you some water. You need food? Grab you some food. Better yet, come to my house and raid the fridge. Put something together. Grab whatever is there. Because it's supposed to be for all of us. But if there ain't nothing there to take, there ain't nothing there to take. If nobody's bringing in, there's nothing to take. Y'all see this? Read.
And they which wait at the altar are partakers with the altar.
Go ahead.
Even so hath the Most High ordained that they which preach the gospel.
Wait, the Most High did what?
Ordained.
No, we ordained it.
The Most High ordained.
No, Kazakia said so.
The Most High ordained.
Read.
That they which preach the gospel
right?
should live of the gospel.
This was ordained. It was ordinance behind this. He said, follow the ordinances as they were laid down from me. The order was what you bring to the temple was for the priests.
That's right.
The poor, the widow, and the fatherless. Right? Go ahead. Where you at?
Verse 15.
Uh-huh.
But I have used none of these things.
He said what?
I have used none of these things.
Go ahead. Read.
Neither have I written these things.
Come on.
That it should be so done unto me.
And we're not dropping this class so that it can be done to us. Remember, the brother asked, can we drop the class? I didn't even want to do this class. I didn't even want to do this class. Because I know how the ones whose outlook is defiled, how they going to take it. I didn't want to do this class, man. But the brother asked for it.
God.
So we got to do what he asked for, right? They got to understand about it. They want to understand. We got to give them the information. But I didn't want to do this class, especially talking about it 3 weeks ago. How often you ever see us do an alms class and another alms class?
We all need it, though.
We are gone. But I want y'all to understand our mind and conscience towards y'all, as y'all's mind and conscience should be towards us. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to put into the minds here is we're looking out for the conscience of the brothers and sisters, man. A class like this, hearing it twice, hearing I gotta give, it'll destroy your conscience if you ain't thinking right. It'll destroy your conscience and it'll put you in the mind that, wait a minute, Y'all just like the church.
Yeah, that PTSD will.
Yeah, that Israelite PTSD start kicking up. And you start waking up with your gun in the middle of the sleep. Who's trying to take from you?
Now you like holding onto your wallet.
Oh, yeah, you got the wallet and the gun under the pillow. Oh my God! Right? Wait a minute.
Now you blocking the collection plate.
Yeah, you start getting the shakes. We like, hold up, man. Wait, hold on. Pump the brakes.
No.
There was a time when we started putting out on the chat everything everybody gave in the spirit of transparency, so y'all can see. Ain't nothing going nowhere that it don't need to go. Ain't nothing going nowhere that it doesn't need to go. You gotta think about it. We bought a computer. Not because we wanted a computer. We got a computer here. We got 2 computers in VA. We bought a computer so that we can have the optimal specs to be able to broadcast class without a glitch, which still ain't happening. Listen, it was a $6,000 computer. You know who offered to get the computer? This man. He offered to pay the computer up front on a credit card, but we had to get the money back. Right? But why did we do that? Not for us to say, oh, we got a nice, brand new, shiny piece of crap. Because it's a piece of crap in my eyes if it ain't doing what it's doing. But guess what? We did it so we could be able to. How you think all them beautiful Hidden Truth Bible shows come out? And all them classes that Kazaki be doing, and we put them up there. That's time intensive to edit, and it costs money. But you got to have the right equipment to do it. Right? All these things ain't for us to be like, oh, we dropping these dope classes. Like, we could teach class. Listen, I keep saying it, and I'm going to keep saying it. I'll teach class without the internet. I'd rather not be online. Y'all got to know that about me. And the day this goes down, I'm like, I love Friday class. You know why? Because I ain't got no camera in my face. I love Friday's class. I love not having to sit in front of a camera. I hate YouTube. I hate Facebook. I hate Instagram. I hate all of it. I don't like it. But it's necessary to reach you all, the masses, right? It's a gift and it's a curse. It's a gift because you get to reach the masses, but it's a crutch because the masses ain't got to get up off their ass and do something. You get to sit behind the computer, especially when you can do something. See the gift and the curse? That's why I don't like it. It does what it's supposed to do, but then the ones that don't understand, they'll just sit behind it like, well, I'm learning. But weren't you supposed to be giving and doing something and getting up? Faith without works is dead. Finish it up. Read.
For it were better for me to die.
And that's how we be feeling, man, when it comes to asking. We like, bro, it be hurting our stomach to ask. We be nervous. We be nervous as hell asking for stuff from brothers and sisters, man. We get nervous and we start to have indigestion and heartburn. Because we're like, man, we do not want to put ourselves in a position where we're looked at as what you've already came out of. Read on.
Then, that any man should make my glorying void.
Read on.
For though I preach the gospel, I have nothing to glory of. For necessity is laid upon me.
And this is what we got to understand. That's necessity is laid upon all of us, man. Read.
Yea, woe is unto me.
Come on. Where verse you at?
16.
Read.
If I preach not the gospel.
So this is what we got to understand. I'm going to hit 2 more scriptures. We're going to close it out. This is what we got to understand, that it's not about a burden for one and an ease for the other. Go to Acts 4:31. Get it quick.
Acts chapter 4, verse 31.
Go ahead.
And when they had prayed, the place was shaken,
Right.
where they were assembled together.
Go ahead.
And they were all filled with the Holy
Let me
Spirit.
show you how the first church operated that they set up. Read.
And they spake the word of the Most High with boldness.
Go ahead.
And the multitude of them that believed were of...
Wait, the multitude of them that what?
Believed
Go ahead.
were of one heart.
So do you believe? Do you really believe? Read.
And of one soul.
Go ahead.
Neither said any of them that aught of the things which he possessed was his own.
Why? Because in his belief, in their belief, they understood that To really be in the truth, think on the things of others and not yourself. That's to really be in the word. That's how you know you're really in the truth. Is that the things of mine are not mine. At any moment, you're supposed to say, you know what? Whatever somebody needs, they got. This bro, he hit me up the other day. His shower broke. I wasn't like, oh, well, go call somebody. I was like, bro, if you need to come over, come take a shower. I got bathrooms. Come on. But I have 3 bathrooms in my house for a reason. For situations like that. You need a shower? Come on. Just bring your towel. Bring a rag. You ain't got one? I got a bunch. The Most High gave it. Why? For me to be able to give back. Not to just sit there and say I got 3 bathrooms. What the hell is that for? Just to brag? Then my bathroom start breaking down and not working. I didn't use it for the right purpose. I didn't make an equality out of what I had. Read.
But they had all things common.
They had all things common. See, it's about being brought into an equality when you give. Ain't about one man being on top of the other or you storing up. It's about how can we be equal. We all trying to get the kingdom. Right?
God.
But see, you know why there won't be an equality? Because not everybody's going to do what it takes here. That's proven. That's why there's 144,000 than the rest of Israel. It's already known that everyone ain't going to do what it takes here. Only 144,000 will. You got to wrestle with that now. Read.
Verse 33. And with great power gave the apostles witness
Right.
of the resurrection of the Lord Yahushua.
Right.
And great grace was upon them all.
Great grace was upon them all. Read on.
Neither was there any among them that lacked.
Wait, so they did what? They all counted everything as equal and nobody what?
Neither was there any among them that lacked.
So when you ask, brother, how are y'all making it? Well, we count the things amongst us equal. If I ain't got a car, I got a car. If I ain't got a place to sleep, I got a place to sleep. Vice versa. But we count our things as equal. And nobody's going to lack in that. But it's not just that we do it towards us. Or me and Kazakia. Nah, bro. Anybody. Any brother.
God.
Anyone of the household of the faith.
That's right.
I mean, brothers and not sisters, but brothers done came and just, I need a place to live. I need a place to stay. And it wasn't like, oh, well, hold up, how much rent money you got? What you got on them lights? What you got on this? What you got on that? It was like, man, look, hopefully the couch will suffice. That's all we got. We gave what we had. Kicking kids out their own room, kicking kids out their bed. Here, look, you got the bed. That's how we roll. Go ahead.
For as many as were possessors of lands or houses.
So they had land. And they had houses. What did they do with that stuff? Read.
Sold them.
They what?
Sold them.
Go ahead.
And brought the prices of the things that were sold. And laid them down at the apostles' feet.
Go ahead.
And distribution was made unto every man according as he had need.
Y'all understand what's going on here? They sold they sold their possessions. They brought the money, but then everything was redistributed. Why? Because a man might have more than what he needed. He might have had more than what he thought was necessary.
God.
So let's redistribute according to the need. You got 100 acres, but it's just you. You and your wife got 100 acres. You can't even plow it. But you got a man here that got 5 kids, 5 kids, and they can plow the field. You know what? Give them 80 acres and y'all take 20. Don't that sound fair?
God.
Don't that even make sense?
God.
You can't plow 100, but you can plow 20, so deal with what you can deal with. Give the 80 to the one that can plow. 80. That's what was going on here. Wait, they need $100, but you only need 2. So take 2. Give them the 100 so that way they can be. This is what they need. They're not getting over or under. You're not getting over or under. But why would you need 100 if you only need 2? It means you got 98 in abundance. Take what you need. Read on.
Verse 35.
Uh-huh.
So like in verse 36. And Joses, who by the apostles was surnamed Barnabas,
Right.
which is being interpreted the son of consolation.
Right.
A Levite.
What was he?
A Levite.
What was he?
A Levite.
Read.
And of the country of Cyprus.
Go ahead.
Having land, sold it.
Wait, but he was a Levite. Hold up.
That's cold.
Hold up, though. He could have went right to the law, like, hold up, Akim.
What's the law say?
The law says you're supposed to be given to me. I'm a Levite. I'm a priest. But what did he do? He saw what he had. Why? Because what did he understand? Let's all be equal here.
God.
If we minister to one another, we'll all be equal. Nobody will lack. They were supposed to bring everything they had to him under the law.
Come.
Being a Levite. Why do you think it told you his nationality verbatim?
Right.
So you can understand, but it said he did what? Read?
Having land, sold it,
Right.
and brought the money,
Right.
and laid it at the apostles' feet.
Now when you read this story, who died in this story? Ananias and his wife. Why?
Because they held back.
Was it just that they held back? What did they do first before they held back? They agreed
Yeah.
to bring the total. They agreed that this was the spirit. They agreed to follow the apostles. This is the church that we want to go to.
God.
This is the brothers we trying to follow.
God.
Then what did they do at the last minute? Oh man, damn. They started to give with an envious eye.
God.
They started to give grudgingly. Then he was like, you know what? They ain't gonna know. Let's hold back part of that. They got too much going on over there. If everybody else is bringing, why we got to bring the whole thing? What about us? What we gonna end up with? Well, if they would have did it the right way, they would have got sufficient for their need. But guess what they did get? Knock, knock, knock. Death angel. Here comes Michael, the archangel, to cut your ass down.
God.
The Most High remembered what? He remembered that the way they gave, they didn't keep the Most High in their remembrance in the right way, right? Go to 1 Corinthians, 2 Corinthians 2:11. I know we ran long, but I had to.
2
I have
Corinthians.
3 more scriptures. Bear with me. Read.
Chapter 2, verse 11.
Read.
Lest Satan.
2 and 8.
Verse 8. Wherefore I beseech you.
No, 2 Corinthians 8. I'm sorry. 2 Corinthians 8 and verse 11. Salakia.
The book of 2 Corinthians. Chapter 8. Verse 11.
Right?
Now therefore perform the doing of it.
Right. He said do what?
Perform the doing of it.
Right. Not just sit back and watch others do it. Not just talk about doing it. He said perform it. Perform your alms. Read.
That as there was a readiness to will.
Wait, that there was a what? A necessity?
A readiness to will.
Go ahead.
So there may be a performance also out of that which ye have.
Right. Whether you had a little bit or a lot of it, you were supposed to perform the doing of it. Go ahead.
For if there be first a willing mind,
Read.
it is accepted according to that a man hath,
Read on.
and not according to that he hath not.
You see why the way you give has to be willingly and not like out of necessity? Because then when it becomes out of necessity, it becomes burdensome. It becomes verbatim and robotic. It becomes tiresome. It becomes badgering. What did Paul say? He didn't want to be burdensome on the people. Paul could have been like, bro, where's y'all's tithes? Where's y'all's 10%? We follow the law, right? Don't we? The law says 10%. Where's that at? See, Paul could have hit them like that way. They would have been like, ooh, they would have all got the chills. 10%. Wait a minute. Paul, he could have required 10%. Your church requires 10%. And they ain't even teaching you the truth. They'll tell you every single law is done away with and bring you right to Malachi 3. The one law that stands in their eyes. Like every law is done away with, you could be a straight flaming faggot. But then give us them tights. And they'll show you, oh, no, them tights ain't, no, that ain't hay and cumin, my G. You better be bringing them ducks, them duckies, as Zion says. You better be bringing them Benjis. Slide that card upon entry. Listen, there's churches, T.D. Jakes' church when he was in Colorado, the Potter's House, before T.D. Jakes was even anybody. You walk up in that church and there was an ATM in that, right in the lobby of that church. Slide that card. There's an ATM in the church. I ain't never seen an ATM in the church. Cause we gonna get this dough no matter what. We gonna get it. Y'all ain't got we ain't taking checks. We want cash only.
That's crazy.
Read on.
For I mean not that other men be eased.
See, this is what y'all gotta get out y'all mind. It's about us being eased or any one person being eased or us just sitting back. We're gonna continue to fight. We're gonna continue to work. We're gonna continue to let the sanctuary rest upon us. Because guess what? Even if we was eased financially, guess what we still gotta take on? Guess what we gotta take on that brothers don't want to take on? The teaching. Bro, if y'all understood the weight under this teaching, the weight of having to sit there and discipline your mind to study, the dedication, the consistency to not get bored and stagnant, that's a weight in itself. So we could be eased one way, but then burdened another way. It don't matter. It doesn't matter. There's always going to be a weight, but it sucks when you have to be weighted down in every aspect of the life. And then there are some that are eased. There are some that are just walking around light as a feather. Dum-da-dum-da-dum. Like, damn, you ain't going through no affliction, are you? Nah, brothers, shalom. Why aren't y'all smiling? What the hell? What you mean, why aren't we smiling? Nigga, we getting hit. We getting crushed over here. You can walk around lackadaisical and act like it ain't happening all you want, but it's happening. We taking the burden. We taking the blows, man. For y'all, for us. Read.
And ye burdened, but by inequality.
By inequality. That's why they laid everything at the apostles' feet. So they could all be equal. So nobody can have a misconception like, oh, you trying to get over. Oh, you just trying to come up. Read.
That now at this time your abundance may be a supply for their want.
Because at some time, at some point, you're going to have an abundance. Go ahead.
That their abundance also may be a supply for your wants.
Then guess what? There's going to be a time when you got to pull from the abundance. Read on.
That there may be equality.
Read.
As it is written, he that hath gathered much
right,
had nothing over.
Right.
And he that had gathered little had no lack.
Go to Luke. Oh, read on.
But thanks be to the Most High.
Right.
Which put the same earnest care into the heart of Titus.
You know why I love that he mentioned Titus? That Titus had that earnest care. Can you know what he was showing? Where did Titus learn from? Who did he learn from?
Paul.
Titus learned from Paul. Paul will tell you, Titus was built in his bowels of just going through everything. He built Titus, right? What did Titus then in turn go do? Was he like, Barakatah Yahweh for teaching me? I love the word. I love you. Oh, you about to go leave? Well, I'm going to just go home and chill. I'm going to sit on the Bible, took it, put it right under his buttocks, made it a little, cushion for his chair. No. Titus went and took the same care that was given to him and then ministered that to other men and showed them, wait a minute, it wasn't about receiving only. And what I did receive, I was supposed to distribute, whether it be the spirit, the teaching, the ministry, the money. That was supposed to be redistributed to the ones that need it. From there, 2 more scriptures. Luke 18 and 18. Let's see what Yahweh Shai had to say. We haven't even touched Christ yet. Y'all just let me hit Paul and Tobit. We didn't even talk about Big Bro. What did he have to say on the situation? We go to the law, we go to there. Let's get some understanding. Luke 18:18. Read.
The book of Luke, chapter 18, verse 18.
Go ahead.
And a certain ruler asked him, saying, Good master, what shall I do to inherit eternal life?
So a ruler. This guy had money. He was a ruler. How can I inherit eternal life? Go ahead.
And Yahushua said unto him, Why callest thou me good?
Go ahead.
None is good, save one, that is Yahweh.
Read verse 20.
Thou knowest the commandments.
So what did he have to hit him with? Read. Thou knowest what?
The commandments.
Like, you know what the law says, bro. You know what the Bible says. Should I come to you with the rod? Or should I come to you with brotherhood and the spirit of meekness? Why do you remind them of the law? Because certain men don't understand meekness and brotherhood and compassion. Not that the law is unjust or not compassionate. The Bible says the law is good. The law is holy. But there's a thing about the law that you can't circumvent. So you can circumvent meekness and brotherhood. You can't circumvent the law. Because when the law says it, the law says it.
Come.
We'll dance around and appease and walk on eggshells. And you can dance around that. But you can't dance around what the law says. And that's why he reminded him, you know what the commandment said, read.
Do not commit adultery.
Come on.
Do not kill.
Right?
Do not steal.
Right?
Do not bear false witness.
Right.
Honor thy father and thy mother.
Check this out, read.
And he said, All these have I kept from my youth up.
See, he thought that it was just about these things. I did that, Yahushua. I'm clean. I'm pure. Let me enter. Go ahead.
Now when Yahushua heard these things, he said unto him, Yet lackest thou one thing.
He said, you still lack. Your understanding is not there. Read.
Sell all that thou hast.
Go ahead.
And distribute unto the poor.
Make yourself equal with your brethren. Go ahead.
And thou shalt have treasure in heaven.
Wait, where should your treasures be?
In heaven.
The Most High is going to store up your alms. What was he pointing out in this man? That his carnal things, his possessions, his money, his land, whatever it was, he was a rich man. Those were more important than helping the people of his nation, the ones that needed. That was more important than making sure that they were taken care of. Go ahead.
And come, follow me.
Yeah, come follow me. Come do this work. What did he say?
And when he heard this, he was very sorrowful.
Like, why would you be sorrowful? You rich.
God.
If you sold everything you had, he didn't take away the opportunity for him to get rich again. He just sell what you got on hand. He didn't take away his opportunity or his ability to make more money. He just sell what you got. He didn't say give away money. Sell what you got and distribute the money of the selling to the poor.
God.
He was like, nah, I'm too attached. No, this is worth more to me. Go ahead.
And when Yahushua saw that he was very sorrowful, he said, How heartily shall they that have riches enter into the kingdom of the Most High?
You'll never come into the kingdom. Go ahead.
For it is easier for a camel to go through a needle's eye.
Now, it's impossible for a camel to go through a needle's eye. It's impossible. Go ahead.
Than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of the Most High.
Because you're attached to carnality. You're attached to the carnal things, and that's going to be the death.
You know, when they talk about like the camel going through the needle's eye, I was a camel having to go through that gate to get into the, they call the needle's eye, the gate, like through the wall of the city. So the camel will be carrying all these different things, right?
It was fat.
So you had to take everything off the camel and try to get this camel to go down, to lower himself, to go under the needle of the gate. So either way, it's telling you that the rich man, he was going to have to take everything off. All everything that he was carrying, all them riches, he was going to have to take all that off and lower himself to go under that gate, just like everybody else did. You know, he was going
Make himself equal.
He was going to have to make himself equal.
Walk the same
So
path.
either way, so God,
Yeah.
that camel didn't take off all the luggages and everything that it was carrying with it, and lower itself to go under that gate, then the camel wasn't going to go through it. So, yeah.
There would have to be a putting off of yourself, look not on the things of your own, but the things of others.
God.
One last scripture. Go to Luke 12:33, and then we're done.
Luke
12:33.
chapter 12, verse 33.
And we appreciate y'all sticking with us. We know we went over
God.
an hour, but again, you know, we gotta. If we're gonna go through this topic, we're just gonna go through the topic, man. The brother asked for the question, asked for the class. We're doing the class. Go ahead.
Luke chapter 12, verse 33.
Right.
Sell that ye have, and give alms. Provide yourselves bags with wax.
Wait. Don't read it one more time.
Sell that ye have,
Right.
and give alms.
Now a lot of us ain't gotta sell what we have. It said give alms of your substance, right? We're not saying go out and just start clucking things off at the pawn shop. Go sell your truck, go sell your car. No, we're not saying that. We're not saying that at all. But what is the sentiment that's trying to be shown here? What are you trying to store up? Go ahead. You said trap, but where though? It should be, right? Go ahead.
Provide yourselves bags with wax not old.
Which wax not old? Is it? Yeah, which wax not old? Meaning what? What's Israel's curse? They said we're gonna have bags with holes in it. Now you see why. Now you see why part of the reason why you got a hole with a bag, you can never really come up. You don't give to the right things, man. You don't give yourself to the right things. You don't put your money in the right place. You don't put your carnal possessions that are in abundance in the right place. You don't give the things that are needful for the next man to come up. You want to be on a level and look down at everybody, but what happens? And you try to struggle for a level. It's a hole with a bag. It's a hamster wheel. And then you wonder why you got men that dedicate their spirit are constantly doing this. And you're like this. And they're like this. And you're like looking up like, how is he getting there? And why? I deserve to be there.
Yeah.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You know why? Because this man said, you know what? I'm going to be like that camel. I'm going to drop my baggage. I'm going to drop my mental baggage, my physical baggage, my carnal baggage. I'm going to drop that off at the door. And I'm going to be floating away because the Spirit is lifting me. And you weighed down by, do I give or not? You, like, brothers is letting do I give or not, myself and things, take you all the way out the Bible. It's crazy. It's crazy. Think about it. Think about how much you gave to the damn boys and girls, the Boy Scouts. All little boy fundraisers that didn't even do nothing. Cancer research. Your political party. I gotta give to them Democrats. Gotta get a Kanye. You'll give to all that stuff and then wonder why they have the audacity when they beat you in the streets, like to name your political party like that matters. Like I gave to the Democrats. Why the hell? That's why you feel so wrong. Because you gave to all the things that weren't going to benefit anyway. You didn't store up a treasure in heaven so that when it was time, you could be saved. Read.
A treasure in the heavens that faileth not.
That what?
A treasure in the heavens that faileth not.
Man, the Democrats is going to fail you. All your charities, your local charities, like they do this new thing on Facebook. When it's your birthday, you can give to your local charity. If you're on Facebook, you got to see it. But when it's your birthday, you can tell people to donate money for your birthday to your charity. I'm like, what the hell are y'all talking about? Half of y'all are donating to damn Planned Parenthood and the KKK. All these charities, you don't even know it. You donating to white supremacy, and you wonder why they keep having the upper hand. Don't y'all know that church is white supremacy? And it's a way for them to funnel money into the government to keep you under thumb. You wonder why the government is so powerful? Because you keep paying for them to put you in slavery. You keep paying for them to keep you a slave. Read.
Where no thief approacheth,
Right?
neither moth corrupt it.
Go ahead.
For where your treasure is,
Where your treasure is,
there will your heart be also.
meaning what? Where you decide to put your mind, body, and spirit, that's what you deem treasurable. That's what you deem as a treasure. Now, I'm going to say this in closing. There's many brothers and sisters in here that do many alms. They do many alms besides money. And I hope that y'all understand that this is not about just money. This is about whatever you decide to give. It got to be done in the right mind, in the right spirit. But understand one thing. If we say we need for the school, best believe we need it for the school.
Come.
If we say, listen, this is what we need. Don't try to circumvent and dictate what you want to give. Now, what you have is what you have, and we have to be understanding of that too. You see that? So, hopefully y'all understand, man, what's going on. I know we went over.
Good class, though, preacher. Good class.
Barakatah Yahweh. Hopefully, everyone online, y'all got something from it. Hopefully, the brothers in Rochester, y'all see, and the brothers in Rochester, they're new to us, and we're trying to show them our character. We said we're gonna be out there, regardless of anything. We're gonna go out there next month. We wanted to be there for 2 months, but we just ain't got it to be there. And instead of beating y'all down with give, we just like, man, let's try another alternative. So, remember, us going to Rochester, that's not just for us to show up there and have a good time.
It's not vacation.
It's not vacation. First of all, it's going to be cold as hell. We all hate the cold.
God.
It's an uncharted place that we ain't never been.
God.
So everything is showing that it's not for our benefit per se to just go kick it. You know what I'm saying? The only benefit is that if the brothers and sisters in Rochester receive us, that their growth will be there long term. And that's the benefit that we're looking for. That's it. That them brothers and sisters, man, grow into those glorious vessels of honor.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
That's all we're looking for. But it's still going to take sacrifice and dedication to get there to do that.
Yes, sir.
All right? And not just Rochester, but anywhere. We got brother in Arizona that want us to come out.
God.
We got brother in Canada that want us to come out. We got, you see, we went to VA. We still got people in Albuquerque. Man, I was talking to a war yesterday. He was talking about Kawakab was teaching like 15 brothers in LA and another brother in Ohio. So there's so much behind the scenes things going on, but how are we going to get to LA and actually be there and make a difference? If we can't pop up for a weekend, that ain't going to do nothing. They might as well just keep calling and be online. We can't pop up for a day in Rochester. We got to be there to actually do something. It's going to take time, but time is money.
God.
All right, so just letting y'all know what we got going on, man. I know y'all probably got questions. Please just hold them. If y'all got questions, y'all can hit them on in VA tomorrow. Y'all can hit us Friday. If y'all got questions, even here on Fridays, y'all can text me, man. And sometimes y'all have questions that need to be asked for people here. Even though we ain't broadcasting, you can still shoot your questions. We can put together classes, whatever y'all need. All right, so we definitely thank everybody for staying with us. I mean, wow, 37 people after 3 hours. We haven't done a 3-hour class in forever. Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. With that, we're going to say shalom.
Shalom.
6 chill, for real.
Judah, 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 Judah. Judah, 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 Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. I'm Judah. Christ sprang out of Judah. King David was Judah. King Asa was Judah. Don't crowd me up, who gon' rouse me up? Alistair Crowley, your time is up. It's a big mess, I gotta clean it up. saw the end of my kingdom's up. On the eagle's neck, I'll press. I woke up from my rest. I woke up from my arrest. My rulership is up next. No vex. Judah, 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 Judah. Judah, 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 Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. The scepter will never leave Judah. The scepter will never leave.